Well, hello, everybody. Welcome back. It's been probably a couple weeks now, I think, at this point, since I had Rohit on here. But as you can see, we started out. We got some new music at the beginning, thanks to Ant House Beats. Make sure to check him out on YouTube. He's once again allowed us to continue to use his music, so I appreciate that, Ant House. It's free DRM as well, but always make sure to ask first. That's what I'd even do, even though I consider him a pretty good pal now. So, but anyways, today, as you can see, we have another guest on, somebody that you may have seen around here, the Banter and Babble area before. So, really excited to get to that here shortly. But hopefully everything sounds good out there. Banter and Babble, that would be the Dude 79 out there. And hello, Brady. Good to see you as well too. Brady Bitch is out there. Hopefully the sounds all right there. So, so without further ado, at the very least, I should at least say, Josh from Half-Assed Beer Review is here. I got some AKAs for you in a second.
Sweet.
But how you doing?
Dude, I'm doing good.
Good. I'm glad to have you here.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Good.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be.
Right, I know.
Just kind of some things going on recently. So for me, the Olympics, of course, we talked about on Banter and Babble this last Wednesday. The Olympics have kicked off full time, and that's all I've been doing. And I honestly don't really have the great ability to pay attention during the day while I'm working, but I keep it up on the PlayStation. They got a multi-view, and I just have it muted, and I'm always just kind of like rubbernecking back to it. But and then I still watch Primetime, which has been really exciting. And still recovering a little bit from last weekend, but this will be the first drink that I've had since last weekend because I'm gonna pump the drinks.
Yeah, you went pretty hard, from what I understand.
I was even drinking Busch Light, and I don't normally do that.
Anything's better than like Bud Light and Coors Light.
Yeah, that's true too. That's true. And I like Bud Heavy, but that's a whole other topic. I was smashing MGDs, the Busch Lights, seltzers, and also some of Chris's beer. So I was rotating.
Nice variety.
Yeah, I was literally like one after another. It was 11 a.m. to midnight mostly, at least for 2 of the days. And the third day, I don't know why I decided to drink. I'm insane. But so that's been going good. We've been having a great week in Olympics. I think we're still trailing a little bit on gold medals, but overall, I know we're doing good with medals, and that's sometimes half the battle as well too.
That's not what I read though, but it's very cool. I heard that's just the American way to look at it. That's our thing. Is the overall medal count?
Yeah.
Other countries, like the actual Olympics are like gold.
It's the gold medal thing for them. Yeah, you're probably right.
And it is what it is. Because either way. Listen, Ricky Bobby said, "If you ain't first, you're last."
That's in my head. That's why I try to work out.
And it's strange you're getting a gold and silver for winning when you have to lose to receive silver or bronze. Sorry, but
that's true.
Either way.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm not. Yeah, I know.
I don't want to cry or anything with that revelation, but I believe that I kind of wondered if other countries looked at that. But again, it's just I don't want to think about that.
Yeah, no, you don't have to because you enjoy it.
You've ruined my Olympics experience.
I'm trying not to shit on your day.
I'm sorry. Too late. No, it's been fun to watch. Primetime's been great this week. The two goats right now, of course, Simone Biles and Katie Ledecky. Mm-hmm. I mean, they're just smashing. Yeah. Golds nonstop.
Our rugby team just had a big win, didn't they?
Yeah, they did too, and that's pretty rare for the women. There's been some big landmarks for both our men's and women's folk this year. The canoeing or one of the boating and the men's first time they've medaled in since 1960.
Dang.
I think the 60s. I think it was a gold medal actually as well too. So some fun stuff. So if you like the Olympics or at all, I'm telling you, I'm a huge fan. Peacock's great setup. Get in there, dig in, and go because there's a lot to watch. Now we're getting to the track and field, so week 2's on the cusp, and I'm going to plan on doing that all day tomorrow. But
and the casual turkey gun guy, just casually, shows up with nothing except his gun.
Yeah, and that Bugs Bunny meme that's been popping around. That one was really funny. There's one from Pulp Fiction who puts them next to.
Oh yeah.
I mean, this stuff is like that. I mean, that's gold. I'm always here for these memes that just kind of roll with pop culture. I'm fully into them as well too. So, we know that Brent is awful at a video game, guys. Big shock. But then of course we talked a little bit about Deadpool and Wolverine had come out the previous week. Still doing really good in the box office. If you haven't seen it, have you seen it?
I have not. I opted for Long Legs.
That's fair. Get that because you got time. But great film. I'm this close to debating on going to see it for a third this weekend. I love it that much. They've been doing they're still smashing
Right.
records, so making money, but that's good as well too. And then a big news today that came out, really big news, something you probably won't be excited about, but Smashing Pumpkins dropped an album today. I didn't know about that, and I haven't had a chance to listen to it because I was busy with work.
Right.
So, you gonna listen to that?
No.
Yeah, okay. This guy. I tell you what, one of these days, we're gonna have that discussion too.
That's fine.
We'll keep that in the database.
I'm ready for that one.
We'll keep that in the database.
If you want to see how petty I can be, talk to me about music.
Right. Okay. Well, let's talk about this beer real quick, and then I want to give a real introduction to you as well too. So what am I about to sip here?
Okay, so Old Nation Brewing Company out of Williamston, Michigan, right? It's like outside of.
We are big fans
Okemos, yeah. One of the best breweries in the state. They do an M43, which is their juicy New England IPA, available all year round. But now they have variants of it. This is the B43 with grapefruit, and it's like if you want your West Coast IPA to just be more West Coast, and I haven't had it yet. So
and you love grapefruit.
I do. I love grapefruit. I love beer. So I think this is the perfect combination.
Yeah, sounds like a good combination. Okay, so that's a good start there. What'd you think of Long Legs?
Daddy, I loved it. I thought it was great. Yeah. I really did. Man, Nick Cage is unhinged, and then just the eerie feeling you have throughout the entire thing,
the entire movie.
And like the slow morph into what the movie actually is.
You don't see. I didn't see it coming like that.
I really did
right away.
And I expected something. I was like, "There's no way it's going to be this," and then it kind of developed into. I was like, "Holy crap! This is something insane." So
went for a voyage.
Right. Yeah. Voyage.
All right. So this is a fucking IPA. We'll see. I mean, it's M43, so I already believe that. Whatever water they use is the best.
It's going to be delicious no matter what. Everything they do.
Cheers.
Cheers.
And around here we do little drink, big drink. Oh, that's dank.
I like that.
Yeah, I know you do.
That's biting into the grapefruit. That's biting into the grapefruit. I'm into that.
That bit me back. Yeah, you probably are. It's not awful.
Right.
But my palate has evolved more back to more being able to accept IPAs, and I'm trying to be more open-minded to it because I'm sick of you yelling at me. But also just to be able to have that as an option as well too. And you know, I keep telling you, when I go out for meals, 90% of the time right now, the first beer I get is always an IPA. I'm forcing it.
I know. I understand. You've come a long way since we first started drinking beer together.
We're still bullshit, but it's either way. Anyway. So anyways, everybody, as you already have seen and know and have probably seen around again from Banter and Babble, Beer Quest, this, that, and the other, but Josh, a.k.a. HABR, a.k.a. Half-Ass, a.k.a. Cooter WK, a.k.a. also father, husband, and purveyor of punk rock. This guy right here.
Ooh.
You like that, don't you?
Ooh, that's a burden you just placed on me.
I know. Just wait. But also, of course, a good friend and creator. He does the half-ass beer review content that I'm a super fan of. Our little kind of a clique between Banter and Babble, Seven Dungeons. We're all just a fan of it. We all like to drink beer. You've helped get me exploring more. Probably Drastin, and I know certainly Dude as well too. Because of that, and it's just fun. Like we like to do whatever we can get out and do. But it's just if you guys, and I'll make sure to get it in the chat right now because I don't want to forget because I'm already drinking. But here's his YouTube channel. Make sure to give him a follow over there on YouTube. We don't ask for much of you if you don't mind. Give him some love. Yeah. But we actually first met. The first time we met was, I'm pretty sure, that actually, at least to get to know each other, was I got really drunk one night at the bar, hanging out with some of the old crew, and I woke up one point, either in the morning or mid-evening, and apparently was puking on myself, and I was disoriented because I had no idea where I was at. Right. And you had put a bowl beside me, did I puke into that bowl? Do you remember?
I don't remember.
You don't remember that?
I don't remember. I vaguely remember all of this.
Yes.
It's
hazy now.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Well, I was drunk, so I was super drunk.
Was it Hills?
We were at Hills.
Okay.
Hills for Thrills.
See, there's certain things that I remember.
That was God, there was a period of Hills, and you weren't at the bar, I don't think.
I might have been briefly, but I wasn't drinking a lot at that point in my life.
Okay.
So it probably just went with people that were going, or somehow, I don't know. We just ran with our circles kind of crossed.
yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, just so happened. And I don't even know if, I mean, I may have met you earlier when I first stopped there or got there that day or whatever, because I think you guys are probably just playing NBA or whatever. And I don't think we were out like super late. Like we didn't close the bar down or anything, maybe not.
No.
It might have been like midnight 30, 1 o'clock even, or even
Yeah.
earlier. But I don't know what had gotten to me. And I don't normally get like that.
Right.
Like blackout, pukey. That's not usually me. Fuck. I don't know what happened there. But, you know, back then Hills was like the place for like a more younger crowd or a mix. And they had cheap mixed drinks. Now it's just drinking tequila sunrises or all that shit. You know what I mean?
good.
Like,
Yeah.
shit's real good.
Yeah.
So it was just full throttle at that point. But I'll never forget the first time we met was that as well too. So, but also as a Disney super fan,
Oh, yeah.
because you are a Disney super fan.
I'm deep.
Yeah, you're deep,
Yeah.
and you helped me and Britt book for our trip next year, which is really exciting for us as well.
I'm excited for you. I felt like I was booking my own trip while I was helping you guys.
Yeah.
And like it was hard for me not to book a trip to go while you guys were there.
You were doing it too.
I was looking.
Because I told you, because we kept telling you guys, you know, we said all the, you know, Brent and his family and Jurassic and his and yours, like, if we could all conglomerate as a bunch of families going, that'd be a good time.
That'd be awesome.
Because, you know, we could always take groups and do stuff, you know, so, because whatever.
Yeah.
But at the very least, I know you were looking at debating it, so who knows?
So my wife and I just got back.
Who?
We were my wife
Thank
and
you.
I just got back. We were there 2 weeks ago now.
Yeah, 2 weeks.
And I was thrilled because our last full day there, I woke up, got ready, and I was like, "Hey, are you good to go, or do you want to sleep in a little bit?" And she goes, "I'll sleep in for a little bit." I'm like, "All right, I'm going to the park."
Yeah,
and I
that's
took
right.
off, and
Yeah.
I just
right.
did all this stuff by myself because it's just like,
It's
Are we gonna talk about this more later, or you want to like?
No,
okay.
if you want to talk about it a little bit, go ahead. No, because I'm curious of what you did.
Well, like when I go, I just forget about everything else.
Right.
Like they do such a good job. Like the idea of being a theme park. You know, you hear like Cedar Point trying to say they're a theme park. They don't immerse you into anything. They just
Right,
go
it's
and
just
have big rides, right?
Yeah.
This place you go and it's just like everything there is like pulling your attention and being like, hey, look how cool this is. And look, you know, it's deep. It's not just like a facade. It's like there's story to everything. And it's just, man.
And you have to look at it. The food is also part of the attraction.
Yeah. I had so much planned just food wise this time that we went
so
and stuff.
exciting.
Yeah. We went to the German pavilion for a night in Epcot. And you have schnitzel, sausage, bologna,
pretzels.
Yeah. Applesauce with your pork chops and stuff like that. And like a beer cheese soup. But then it's like a polka band comes out and starts playing. And it's like, it's weird, right? Because it's polka music. I don't listen to polka music. You know what I mean? My grandma does, you know, but like it's not, but you're just like, this is cool. Everyone's clapping and you're into it and stuff like that. My wife was into it. She was like recording. I was like, yeah, it definitely is. They do a good job of setting that.
Yeah. Don't give hate out to the polka. Let's not do that. We don't do that around here.
No, I couldn't do that. Yeah.
No, we don't do that around here. And awesome. And, you know, I was jealous because, you know, I'm chomping at the bit because I got to wait till February next year.
Right.
I know I still got to get my armbands, which, you know, I wanted to buy night one. And you guys were like, you can slow down.
Yeah.
Relax. You can get it later. I'm like, all right, I want my magic band. But I know I still need to get you over here to plan for the meals. That's going to be the big sense. Or, well, the meals, but part of how we're going to package each day. Because if anybody can help with that, that's also somebody you. Because you dive deep into the podcast and everything as well, too.
Yeah. And this was a different trip for us because we really took it easy. Because we didn't have kids with us this time. So we just were at a really slow pace all day. Didn't walk fast or anything like that.
Drastin?
Yeah, and if we, you know, like there's an app and like you can kind of check times and stuff like that. And we were just, you know, we tried to stay in like a full loop the best we could. Mm-hmm. But I mean, if we had to skip something and come back to it later, we did. And if we didn't get to it, we didn't care because we might have done it already, or you know, there's going to be a next time that we're probably going to go and we'll get to it.
And sometimes just being there.
Yeah, and just being there. We spent I spent more time in Pandora at Animal Kingdom this time than I ever have. We were probably there just in that area a good 2 hours. Awesome. And it's not a huge area.
No, it's not.
You have 2 rides, you have a restaurant and a store.
Right.
But just like the layout of everything, like the landscape, like the floating mountains and stuff like that.
It's so fucking cool.
It's so cool.
It's cool to be in that area.
Yeah, it's so cool to be in that area, and it's just, we really went and just took it all in, and that was pretty cool.
Man, I can't wait to get to that point. Maybe we'll go this year, and then we talked about maybe Universal the next year since they're exploding their thing, making it bigger, and then maybe go back to Disney the following year. Because at this point, I'm worried that this is going to start like another chain reaction. Because I've been wanting to go since 2020.
Yep.
And a lot of things have changed in my life, or even money wise too. But now things are a little bit different, a little bit more settled, and things of that nature. So like, listen, is it cheap to go? No, I'm never going to say that. I'm not going to say, I'm not going to tell anybody that it's also expensive either.
Right.
Because it's not terrible for what you're doing and what you're getting.
You get your money's worth.
You get, and that's the very least.
It can be, you can look at it and you see a high dollar sign, but you get your money's worth.
You get your money's worth. And that's it right there for me. So, but like I said, I'm worried that this is going to start a trend. So,
well, you get a different, you can get a different experience every time. And that's why it's so easy to go back.
Right. And we want to do the beer thing some point, like
Epcot. The Epcot, the beer.
But you talked
drinking
about
around the world,
just going for a weekend.
Yeah, I would go for a weekend. We could get a hotel and we could just spend one day at Epcot.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. We could even do it to where in the morning. Hear me planning this shit out. In the morning, we could rope drop, which is when the park opens. You're there, ride 5 or 6 rides.
Yeah.
Grab lunch, go back to the hotel for a little bit, come back after at 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
You got 4 hours to just loop around the world, have drinks, and that's more than enough time. Do all the shops and stuff like that. And oh yeah, dude. Ending your day with a margarita from the Mexican pavilion or a michelada. Michelada? How do you say that? I don't know. I'm not. But dude, it's the way to go.
See? All I got to do is say a couple little words, and this is what happens when it comes to Disney. He's already planning and stuff like that. It's great. It's great. But you know what's odd, though, is that as big a fan of you are, I'm still surprising to hear that you were so scared to ride Thunder Mountain for the first time that you had to have your grandma make you.
Yeah. Man, I was a little kid. You see a roller coaster, and you're like, I don't know about that. Like you have no idea about the safety and all that stuff that goes into these things. And I remember we skipped Splash Mountain because she didn't want to get wet. And that's fine. I was kind of scared of that one too. And
I would be.
So we get in line because you see it from a distance, and then the closer you get, I just got more and more nervous. And I think I was only 8, right? Well, that's not only 8. That's pretty old to be scared of a roller coaster like
Maybe.
that, right?
I don't know. Is it?
Yeah.
You tell me.
And the closer we get, the more I'm like, hey, if you don't want to go on this, Grandma, we don't have to go on it. We can go, we can go ride something. You know what I mean? And she made me go on it, and I hoot and hollered the whole time we were on there, thinking
bitch.
My back was gonna break or something crazy. Just unreal
on Thunder Mountain.
Yeah, on Big Thunder Mountain. Yeah, it was. Yeah. It was something else.
That's pretty funny.
But yeah, and that was that might have something to do with why I love it so much too, because that was my first experience with my grandparents.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And just recently they refurbished Country Bear Jamboree, which is just a theater, right? So it's a theater. There's these animatronic bears, and they used to play like old country songs.
Yeah,
right. One of them, a couple were written by Tex Ritter, which is John Ritter's dad.
Oh shit!
Cool information.
That's a little bit information.
But now they revamped it. They changed one of the characters' names from Liver Lips to Romeo, because I guess Liver Lips is offensive to alcoholics.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know, but it was just strange, right? Yeah.
I'm thinking. I mean, I get it, but like at the same time, like,
I didn't think because I was trying for the longest time, and I finally heard what it was offensive for. But they changed what they put in, like country stylized Disney songs.
Okay.
And I was really apprehensive about it at first.
Too.
Yeah, and I remember watching a vlogger at the last day, at the closing day of the original show, and just the memories of going with my grandma, and she knew the words and she was singing and stuff that, and I was just like, I was crying because I was like, dang dude, like this is like a core memory that's going like that I can't go revisit.
You can't at all now.
And refresh. I can watch it on a video, but to go there and experience it. I got to take my daughter, which was nice, so she got to see it, but is she going to remember? Because she was 5, you know what I mean? Yeah. So maybe not. But this new one, oh my goodness.
Is it good?
They blew it out of the water with making the Disney songs country style songs. It was incredible.
That's cool.
I was clapping, I was singing along. The whole audience was going nuts. I was really impressed with it. They really went all out.
That's exciting because that's definitely one of my favorites. I mean, who doesn't? It's like for me when I go to the Tiki Room.
Right.
I love the Tiki Room, man. Are you kidding me? Dude, ever since I was a kid and when I got to go back to that as an adult, it was just a straight up core memory that unlocked, and I was like, man, I loved it here the first time. And you know what? I'm going to go ahead and say, just like anybody else, I fucking love A Small World. I don't give a shit.
Yep.
I fucking love that.
I love it too.
I get why
I
people
love
don't
it
like
too.
it, and I'm not going to debate that.
No.
I understand it.
Right.
Even just dolls in general,
Yep.
right? And it's just the same shit over and over.
Yep.
Man, it is fucking.
It's awesome.
It's something
Yep.
about it.
They got Don Quixote with
Yeah.
chasing down the windmills and stuff.
Yeah.
That's my favorite part.
Yeah.
As I always look at that. There's that. There's like the there's like a I forgot what it's called, but there's like a demon in the India scene.
Oh yeah, there is.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
There's a few things in there that I
Little
always look forward to, and I always
Easter eggs. Okay.
yeah. And then you always find new stuff too. You know what I mean?
That's true.
So
There's a lot to look
yeah,
at.
Yeah, there is a lot to look at.
That is very true.
I always joke about the last scene being we finally died, and that's everybody in heaven singing "It's a Small World." I was telling my wife about it this time. A little morbid for the ride, but you know what I mean. Like it's
I mean,
yeah,
fuck it.
yeah,
Why not?
it's fun.
Get her riled up.
Yeah.
Well, let's see. So, well, how about this? How or why is it that Stitch became your favorite? Is Stitch your favorite, or just a favorite? I should say.
Just a favorite.
Okay. You seem pretty locked in and glued into the Stitch.
Yeah, Stitch is awesome. The feel of the movie and just everything that the movie represents, and all being about family and coming close to losing family and reconnecting with them and rekindling a relationship, like finding your way together, is really awesome. It's something that I liked, and I think maybe since becoming a father, I started to like it
wonder,
a whole bunch more.
Okay, makes sense.
Another one is like Monsters Inc. Right? I got the
You got
the pocket
there
tee.
it is right there.
You like Sully kind of becomes Boo's father figure for that moment, and they build like almost like a family like relationship as a protector and as a daughter, and I think that really like it gets me. You know what I mean? So like those movies I really enjoy.
Right.
So
Okay.
also Frozen 2, because that soundtrack is phenomenal.
See, I've never seen the second Frozen.
You don't need to listen to the soundtrack; it's incredible.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I liked the first Frozen. I know there's always a split, people complaining, or
Right.
because I think
They
what
pushed
it
it
was.
too hard.
Well, not only that, but like it was just one of those new ones where like even my stepkid at the time was like way into it, and we watched it over and over and over and over
all the time.
But I suppose it could be worse things, right? So
Yep.
not as good as Bluey though.
No, dude, Bluey.
You
Bluey's,
love that
Bluey's
Bluey.
pretty solid. Yeah.
Yeah, you're a super fan
Bluey.
now.
No biscuits.
Yeah. Thank you. So, obviously with the channel and the content and the drinking of craft beer, I guess just overall, what kind of got you on the craft beer journey? Like, what got you kind of exploring craft beer?
So the first craft beer I think I ever really drank that I can remember registered was a Dirty Bastard.
Okay.
From Founders, which
Founders,
is their Scotch ale, high ABV,
Yeah,
very
we all
delicious, very delicious tasting.
Good, get sweet.
I was at
sweet.
I was at Buffalo Wild Wings with my dad of all people, and he goes, "Hey, you need to try this thing." He goes, "You have a couple, and it's going to knock your socks off." And I think I had like 2 or 3 that night, and I stood up and I go, "Whoa, yeah, this does it." And it's so delicious, such a different flavor. The first time you drink it, like anything new, you're like, "Oh, do I really like this?" Then you take a few more drinks, and now it's just going down easy.
Right.
So that was my first taste, and then just little run-ins because it's something different. You look on the shelf and it's something different. And then I remember I was making like Brass Monkeys one night, and beer and OJ.
Oh shit! I don't know
Right?
if I've ever had beer and OJ.
And
That's a Brass.
I got
monkey.
I could be right. You could just
Was it a Funky Monkey?
It could be that. Yeah. And I got a Stone like double IPA the first drink I took, and it was hoppy as hell for not having anything like hoppy before that.
Yeah.
I was like, what the hell?
I can't breathe.
Yeah, right. And then slowly I got into it. The more I went out, I'd look for something different on tap. And then my folks had a party store for a short stretch of my life that I helped them run. And I got in there and I'm like, hey, we need to get some craft beer in here because I knew it was a boom kind of thing. And it wasn't something I was like super crazy about. But, I had Oberon at the time and like All Day IPA and stuff. I don't even think it was All Day IPA. I think they had different IPAs.
What year is this? Like what time frame?
Oh, geez.
Was it? I mean, is this because the reason I ask is because like I was here's my first.
Right.
I consider it craft beer, but I know I don't know. It depends. I look at it. But it was cherry wheat Sam Adams, like a Bennigan's.
Yep.
And then from there, it was actually I stepped pretty heavy fast into Two Hearted.
Right.
And that was like 2008ish, maybe.
Yeah, they could have been right.
Was it around that
time
frame?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And so they got the store, and I remember we got one shelf. They gave me one shelf in the cooler,
right, to prove
for craft beer to prove. And I think in the next couple weeks, it turned into a whole door. and then they
Did
added.
you do that, or were they like, okay, this is
Well, they
happening?
saw it, and then I
Okay.
kept ordering, and then it turned into shelf space, warm shelf space, and then they added on a whole walk-in cooler portion that
Oh,
was
shit.
all craft beer.
Yeah.
And like there was a few big packages of like domestic stuff,
Right.
but like man, it really took off. And then I was fully in.
Yeah.
Then I was trying stuff all the time.
Yeah,
The reps were
absolutely.
coming, and I was trying stuff all the time.
Yeah.
I was going to the tap takeovers all the time. You know what I mean? It was
Yeah.
just trying stuff all the time, and I really fell into it. The artwork really catches me. Like it's just something you know, like damn, you know, when the artwork's really good,
Yeah.
like we see on some of this stuff, you know, and
That's some of the best parts about this.
right. And you brought up the punk rock thing earlier, and that's craft beer.
Yeah.
They were sick of just always
status
being
quo.
domestic stuff,
Yeah.
and they're like, hey, we want some flavor,
Let's do something.
and something that's different.
Yeah.
You know, not just the same stuff all the time, and that kind of, you know, that caught me too. And
Right.
so, you know,
And ironically, too, some of these guys will go back and make traditional stuff. Like
Oh, yeah.
Kolsch is like, I'm a big fan of Dunkels, and Kolsch
Right.
is like all this like old school, like
Right. Mm-hmm.
you know, European style beers and things like that. Because I'm like, that's like where that's where it
Yeah.
all originated from. Because now when you take that versus like an American domestic, it's literally they're doing
and they're doing what those guys do, but they do it better.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, I can make a pilsner.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's gonna have so much more flavor, and it's gonna
Founders,
be amazing. Yeah,
that Michigan Pilsner,
Yeah.
I can't get enough.
I
of
know
that.
you can't stop.
I can't. It's
So,
so good.
yeah.
So good.
Yep, I know.
Good. Okay, so
Yep.
that's where it started, and I kind of had a feeling. And you know, honestly, the last thing I'll say about that too is when that boom took off, I was the reason Westwood here in town got it, because I know the owner.
Yeah.
He's
Oh,
been
yeah.
running it for a
Yep.
long time, and it's funny you mentioned dry stock, because that's how it all started around here. Craft beer was only on
Yeah.
dry stock,
Yep.
and then all of a sudden you started seeing coolers
Yep.
and stuff like that,
Yeah.
and it's just now it's
Yeah. We
both.
I took one of the whole doors and I made it just strictly singles.
Yeah.
And I put a price point on it, and it was just flying.
Yeah.
So like I moved the price point up a little bit,
Yeah.
and it kept. So then I like did it because it's really a premium service. We're doing
Yeah.
extra work. We're taking it apart.
Right.
We got to do different pricing. We got to put it in the register. It's taking up a lot of more time.
Yeah.
So I set the pricing per bottle. Like it was like we're making like an extra $1 per bottle.
Yeah, and it's crazy because like I
Yeah.
love doing the mixer sixer or
Right.
whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
That huge fan of that.
Yeah.
Huge fan, and that's I think what got me into like being obsessed with like
Yeah.
trying so much different stuff
Yeah.
as well too.
Yeah.
So, but what prompted you at that point then to start making content that was craft beer related?
I don't, man, it's strange because it took me too long to start doing it. Like it was an idea I had probably like 3 years before.
Before COVID?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Before
because that's about the time like,
Right.
during COVID is when you kind of started.
Right. Yeah. It's like, I was like, man, I really wanted to do this show where we drink beer and talk about the beer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And for the longest time, I was trying to get people to do it with me
Yeah.
because I think I was just nervous about doing it myself.
And it's an Aries
Right.
FOMO
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah. Exactly. And then I bought a camera and I sat on it for I don't know how long. You know what I mean? Like
That one?
No, not that one. It was a different. I got like an
Okay.
old Canon.
Okay.
Well,
I heard those are the best.
Yeah, yeah. It was supposedly the young gentleman at Farmers. No, what is it? Where is it at? At
Oh, it was Maple Grill.
Maple Grill.
Yeah.
Informed me that Canons are far better than my Sony cameras. So
He was just letting you know the facts.
Yeah,
about it, I
yeah,
guess. I don't know.
he's informed. I'm not.
Right.
So
Clearly.
Yeah, clearly. But I don't even know what we're talking about. Oh yeah. So I was just trying to get people to do it with me, and it just kind of yeah we'll do it, but then it just never did.
It's
and
hard to
finally,
rely on people.
Yeah. And finally, I was like, screw it. You know, I set the camera up. Actually, I think I did my phone because I set a camera up because I didn't buy a phone yet. And I shot, it was Strawgator from Abita Brewing Company, which was like a strawberry Hefeweizen or something like that. They're out of Louisiana, right?
I know.
And it might not have been a Hef. I'm trying to think of what it was, but I drank it and I just blanked. And I deleted it. So
It doesn't exist.
So it might exist on a hard drive.
Oh man, you gotta pull that out. That'd be great to put out now and be like, "Hey, this is my first one. I didn't show anybody."
Yeah, but I just remember trying to be like, "What am I tasting? Is it old? What's going on?" Like it just kind of shocked me. So I put it away, and then maybe a week or two later, I did my first one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep, and I put it out, and yeah, it's been kind of downhill ever since. You know.
Depends how you look at it.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it's it got the ball rolling, and sometimes there's things that happen in life that slow that ball down a lot.
Life.
Yeah, yeah.
To be honest, I
Yeah.
mean, and I was just blown away when you first started doing it. I'm like, man, I was so excited when you first started doing it. I was like, man, I can't believe that this is a great idea. Like, why hasn't anybody else done this kind of thing? So like, yeah, instantly just so excited to see you do something like that as well too, because I think that also meant to me, because like besides maybe Drassen, that was really before Drassen I think got too deep into it, where he's deep now.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And like I only had a couple friends that were like really into craft beer like I did.
Yeah.
And some of these folks, they weren't like super close, like they were, acquaintances, friends or whatever, but it's not like I was able to talk to him about it all the time.
Yeah.
So being able to have that was all the difference too.
Yeah.
So, but what do you feel like has been your biggest challenge since making content?
Confidence, maybe, in myself.
Okay.
That's a big one.
That's an Aries trait as well too, having no confidence in oneself.
You always bring that up a lot. Yeah,
I bring it up because Drassen's also an Aries, Brittany's an Aries, and you guys are some of the closest people in my life. I get along with Aries, Sagittarius, because I'm Sagittarius really well. I know all my signs. It's a bit because it's funny to me because she turned my attention to all this stuff.
Right. I gotcha.
And I just have a hard time reading this stuff and going like, well, that sounds like me. Like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
So it's also half in jest, but either way, I digress.
Yep.
It's funny to me.
I also think that, and this is self-diagnosed ADHD, to where like I can get hyper focused on something for a little bit, and then like
This sounds like another Aries trait.
I almost burn out.
Yeah.
And then I have a hard time
Brittany's out there
doing it.
Yeah, because she's agreeing with you.
Yeah, yeah. So it's there's that. There's family life, which I don't care that that's a challenge. Bring that on, because that's the wife and family is the best thing that ever happened to me, and this is just something I'm doing for a creative release. Yeah, and something I enjoy doing. You know, so yeah.
So no real challenge, you'd say. I mean, overall.
No, just the confidence, man. It's like, and then I see other people doing it, and it's like, man, I could be better at that, like picking out like tasting notes and stuff like that. But then again, I'm half-ass beer review. I gave myself a name.
It kind of works
to just kind of do whatever I want with it.
Right.
And that's just
And to clarify, the reason I say no big challenge is because to me, confidence is something where you might not think you have it. Brittany might not think she has it. Drassen, I think, is kind of the same way too. But you guys, like, all three of you, like, just strong people that just do the thing. I mean, begrudgingly, I'm sure it takes toll on the back end.
Oh yeah.
But like, it doesn't look like you lack confidence.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. We recently had a beer quest where that confidence was not in full effect.
I don't think any of us were just feeling. I don't know if it was the heat, the draw. I don't know any of it.
Right. I think it was like the heat, my lack of sleep. I tried to replace that with caffeine, and usually the caffeine works.
Chris is probably being a Chris.
Yeah. Chris was being a Chris. Tone was being a Chris.
I was being a Chris too.
I was being a Chris.
We were all being a. It was a car full of Chris's.
It was a real rough go at it.
Awful. We should just stayed home.
Yeah. So it's like I knew as soon as I started recording and I was trying to get out the first words, I'm like, this isn't going to be the best.
I knew from when he set off the alarm in the car. No, I knew before that. I knew when the door opened and it felt like I got hit with a bowl of soup.
Right, yeah.
And I was like, fuck this.
It was rough. That heat was...
Yesterday was 97 degrees humidity around here.
Oh, yeah.
Awful.
Yeah.
Just completely awful.
Yeah.
I hate this shit. But anyways, what have you learned about yourself since making this content? About you?
Oh, I think I like to talk. Not only just like to video, but like in front of people. Right? Like, so I took on a role that I talk in front of people at work a lot more.
Yeah.
And I really enjoy it. I like crafting what I'm going to talk about and bringing things from outside to relate it.
Yeah. Okay.
I've not recently, but I also started to do like officiate weddings. Mm-hmm. And I really enjoy that too. Just from the aspect of like eternal love. I guess I might be a hopeless romantic. I really don't know.
I'm starting to wonder. You might be. That also might be an Aries trait. Brittany will tell you in a minute.
Right. I know. Right? But it's really cool to like craft like a story that you can present to people and talk about. And then, you know what I mean? And I usually most of the time I get pretty good feedback out of it. Yeah. And so it's like cool. And it's something I kind of want to hone and do more of.
Yeah.
So it's strange because I never thought that was going to be me. I've always felt like a background.
That's the confidence thing you were right about again too, which is weird to me because like I like, and I tell you this all the time, like just generally, I mean, you feel so, you can tell you feel comfortable. I mean, you make it look like you feel comfortable in
Right.
front of a
Yeah.
camera.
Yeah.
It's just, it feels like second nature. Even when we're outside and we're doing bits before we do the full take of like, okay, we're out here, we're doing this and stuff like that. Like, it's almost like a light switch with you. Like,
Right.
you might be normally, except for excluding the last time.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
you're just like this. You're just ready to go. Maybe you're just kind of like, okay, this looks good. Him and Han. All of a sudden, like, boom, I'm looking at the camera. So I
Right.
don't know. That's just, it's kind of surprising. But again,
Yeah.
knowing my journey of learning astrology, that's not overly surprising either. So, but speaking of some of your content, just generally, so your shorts, I keep telling you, I find are very entertaining. Matter of fact, you've inspired me to change up a little bit how I do some of my like content to be a little bit more similar because I felt like you were doing something that also I would want to do and maybe make more comfortable, and
Yeah.
it worked.
Yeah.
So far, some of the stuff I've recorded, like I may have to cut and split just a few spots because for the most part, I just feel like I'm in a zone on it.
Yeah.
But they've also done well on YouTube. I feel like your shorts do pretty well. Like it's fun when you celebrate, like, hey, I've hit this mark or whatever,
Right.
whatever. And like considering the people that I know and that work with, like you do quite well on them. But what was it that like triggered that inspiration to kind of change that up or do a different method with that? Was that by accident, by trying to film for something, or were you just starting to like spitball shit and see what we're in?
Well, so I think it really started. I think I tried a few before that of just maybe a preview of what I was going to be drinking in the video that I was posting that day or in the future or something like that. But then I did like this weird beer laws in every state
Is that what kicked it
video.
off?
And it really started to roll after that because I think
you're right.
I was drinking the entire time trying to get through 50 states in one go. I split it up in 2 videos, right? But I was really feeling it. And it just like, I went back and started watching. I go, dang, dude, like I just started to kind of riff on stuff. And I think it was because how much time I was recording. And I really had to open up a little bit more. And I was getting... There's a lot more information when you're reading about states and weird things that are going on than when you're just talking about beer. Maybe there's like can art and stuff like that you can kind of go on, or just, you know, goofy stuff that kind of relates to it. But man, I got a few out of that, and I was like, this is cool. Like while I was editing, I was like, oh, this has got to be a short.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And at the same time, I think I had that conversation with like you and Chris and Brent. It's like, I feel like I'm just barely touching all of social media. You know what I mean? Like I'm just putting a little bit into all
I think we all are.
and it goes back and forth. You know what I mean? So it's like there was probably like a solid 3 or 4 weeks where I focused just on YouTube,
Right.
and it was doing really well. And then I kind of faded away from it. And now talking, I'm like, fuck, why did I do that? I should go back to it. You know what I mean?
Like doing the shorts more.
Yeah, because just focus on YouTube and grow that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Instead of just kind of dabbling everywhere, only giving it half-ass technically.
Yeah, I do.
know?
That is definitely probably the most challenging thing I will always say about all of this. Matter of fact, I reached out to a friend last few days too, just like, you know, hey, you know, what are some, you got any pro tips? Because, you know, he's recently grown some of his stuff as well too.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know, you've done X, how do I get to X, or what could I do? Maybe I said right up front, I said, I know social media, and if you're going to say that, then if that's the problem, then that's always going to be on me, because, you know, life, like you said earlier, is kind of part of it, and trying to find that time, it can be really super difficult to do that, because even now in my job, even though I work from home, I'm busy a lot of the time, or I'm on calls or something talking, so it's really tough to find that time, and I know that's probably a big impact that I can do, but you know, we'll see. I get it, because like, you know, you do pretty well on Instagram, I feel like, or at least your attention to it, at least I feel like you do pretty well on that. I'm really trying to focus on you know, YouTube for B&B, and I'm also really trying to, and I always like the Facebook like lounge, and I've been lax on that. It's always been a special baby of mine as well too, but I'm trying to grow Threads too, right? So I've kind of like taken over a little bit of Instagram, like hey, I kind of want to grow this, but
there's so many,
it's so fucking much.
Yeah.
You know, Brent does a lot with the TikTok, which is great, because that's a whole other like audience. Like I still wonder, do they ever crisscross? Like, does it ever crisscross?
Right.
Some people say they do. I know years ago they said it didn't. So I get it, man. At the end of the day, I get it. The social media is really tough.
Yeah.
But what has been the funnest part about doing Half-Ass Beer Review for you?
Oh, my favorite thing to do for Half-Ass Beer Review is when we go on our beer quests.
Is it? That is your favorite?
Freaking love it, dude.
Yeah,
I love it.
Really fun. Yeah, I
it's the best time. I get to share it with you and Chris and sometimes Brent,
Mm-hmm.
and it's always a good time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And we get to find new places and stuff
Yeah.
like that. And it's like, and it's kind of sparked this weird thing where we're all always sending each other stuff. Chris is finding new places and stuff like
Does he
that.
do it to you?
It's just like,
Because you and me constantly are just like, look at this,
Yeah.
look at this, look at this food, look at this food, look at this food.
Yeah.
Brent and I do it all the fucking time
right.
too.
And that's where
Like
it's like,
nonstop.
man, this is just,
Yeah.
yeah. And it really opened up going places, finding new things. You know what I mean? So
Those little ventures.
yeah, I love doing
It's getting
that
out
stuff.
and doing something
Yeah.
for even for a few
Yep.
hours.
And I feel it's a really nice refresher.
Yeah.
Sometimes I wish we had like more time and resources.
Yeah.
So that
we're
we
not tired
could-
all the time.
Right, yeah. Like so that we could take a week
God.
and just bang out like 10 or 12.
Listen, if we could just plan a Drecker drive even.
Right. Oh yeah. Yeah.
14 and a half out. 50. I rounded up to 15.
I have a 3-day weekend coming up, Tone.
Fucking.
And I can do the 15-hour drive.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I know. But I have a vacation coming up, 2 more vacations
I
coming up.
know. I think
So,
maybe we'd really talk seriously about that next year. Like
Okay.
take like a 4-day, like extended like
Yeah.
a Friday and just
Yep.
I don't know.
I'm all
Drecker.
for it.
We just got it. It's
Drecker, I almost
it's-
brought a Drecker tonight, but yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah.
I got some in the fridge, I think
know.
too. It's just Drecker is this brewery is it North Dakota?
Yeah, Fargo.
Fargo even.
Yep, Fargo.
And it's like one of the holy gems of craft beer right now.
I first got into them, like they're one of these breweries that have amazing can art. It's their brains. It's just like a skull with all these like juice blood kind of
Yeah.
coming out of it and stuff
It
like
looks
that.
like melted ice cream, all of it.
The first beer I had from them, I got from a Tavor box, which used to be this thing that you could get
do we still
beers
get 'em yet?
sent to your house. Not in Michigan anymore.
They stopped it again. I thought they started.
I think they stopped it again.
because
I haven't checked in a while. Yeah,
either. So
I checked in a while, and it was Ectogasm, and it was a double IPA, and it looked like the Green Goblin on there. Like it's pretty cool can art. I gave you one. I gave Chris one. And then it was like this amazing like double dry hopped India Pale Ale, and it smelled great, it tasted great, it looked beautiful, and I loved it. And then all of
I
a
gave
sudden,
it 2 probably.
yeah, I started, yeah, probably. Well, this tastes like an IPA.
This is an IPA.
And that's all I can get in Michigan because that's all they brew here.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, but yeah, and then it just then the fruited sours, dude.
Chonk.
Just everything they do, the stouts,
Yeah.
like it's just everything they brew is solid, and the can art's awesome. Punch Gut, I believe, is the artist's name that does everything for them, and check out his Instagram because he's got really cool stuff. And then I got into buying artwork from a lot of these artists that do stuff for them too. So
Again, that's a big piece of it is the can artwork.
Yep.
But Drecker, like you said, like it's
yeah, Punch Gut from Drecker. I'm going to shout these guys out. Jetza from what's it? Chicago Hot Butcher for the World. Right, he's really good. And then Sam Heimer for Abomination Brewing Company. Top 3
Abomination.
brewery beer can artists out there. Can't beat them.
Yeah. Yeah. So we're doing it then.
Yeah.
Got to get a Drecker.
Oh yeah, we're getting a Drecker. Yeah.
Get a Drecker.
Yep.
And there's somebody else I'm trying to think. Street Side, I feel like I kind of like theirs. I mean, I guess it's a different type of art too.
Souza, I think his name is. I follow him on Instagram.
Yeah.
We interact every once in a while. Solid dude.
That was the one I was trying to think
A
of.
lot of cool can art.
Yeah.
The Snowball Speak of the Devil. Their Speak of the Devil stuff.
Yeah.
The Snowball Speak of the Devil. Not Snowball. They have one that's peanut butter, and it's what's her name? Ripley.
Yeah.
And Alien is right behind her.
Oh shit.
Dude, I got that one saved. That one's real cool.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
that one's real cool.
know
But
if I've seen that.
I think I have the witch one too. The one that's themed after the witch, with Black Phillip on it.
Is that the? No. I'm thinking.
Okay.
I was thinking Whorehound for a minute.
Okay. Nope.
Okay. No,
Yeah.
I don't know if I've seen those. I don't want to see them now.
Yeah.
He kills it with the artwork. Yeah. It's very pop culture-y, like
Oh yeah.
Star Wars.
Yep.
Whatever.
Yep. Just the style of it is really cool.
It's clean, but
Yep.
it's cartoony.
Pops out at you.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep.
Cool. So now, in the vein of drinking, of course, and beers, you've actually been known to get pretty hammered as well. I've heard as well too,
Oh,
right?
God, yeah, I do.
Yeah. Let me ask you this: what comes to mind if I were to say, "Hey, stop! I need to do something," but do that 3 different times while driving through Ann Arbor? Do you know what that means to you?
Oh, dude. Did I tell you this? I had to have told you this.
Did you?
All right. So here we go. Power Trip was playing at the Metal Frat in Ann Arbor. Rest in peace, Riley Gale, Michigan native, but they were a Texas band. Great band. And we walked to the beer store, and they had 2 for $5 40s of Mickey's.
Oh shit! Tone loves Mickey's, by the way. It's one of his favorite malt liquors.
So I think I just bought 2. I might have bought more. I don't really know. Might have been drinking before that too. I really don't remember. But Power Trip was awesome. My friend Matt Benson was there, and he doesn't mosh, but he was drunk enough to where he started moshing. So that's when the party's happening is when he starts.
Just you two went?
No, there was a bunch of us.
Okay.
My friend Tom and his girlfriend at the time, they were there too. I think there was 5 of us in the car.
Okay.
And so they get done playing, we leave, and I don't know why, but we're taking this wonky ass back way back home, driving
Through
just
Ann
through
Arbor?
this neighborhood, right?
Okay.
And there's just a whole bunch of shit in the back seat. And we got the window down, and we're just throwing shit out at cars and stuff like that as we drive by. I think it's past the time where I can get prosecuted for this, but
Sure.
So I keep telling them to stop, blah 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 blah, and we stop, and there is a beautiful blue Subaru, had to be brand new, right?
Yeah.
Just like sitting there on the side of the road.
Subi.
And I grabbed a bottle of Febreze that was in the back seat, and I threw it at the car.
Okay.
And it kind of bounced off the hood, right? It's like a skid, like a rock that skips off the lake. And I was so mad that it did that I hopped on the hood of this car, and I may have put my foot to the windshield and broke the windshield.
Through the windshield?
It didn't. Yeah, it spiderwebbed the windshield.
Good.
Everyone in the car screamed. I jumped back in, and away
You guys took off.
went.
No alarm on the vehicle. Nothing.
Yeah, nope, nothing. So,
Wow.
yeah. Thanks for bringing that up.
You're welcome.
And not my finest time. It's
I guess not. Not much of a pillar of the community at that time in your life.
wild.
Yeah.
was the best described.
That was the era of wild Josh. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, to transition out of that, and you've kind of brought it up already as well too, but to probably bring some things into focus, I guess maybe even life. But you're a father. You got 2 great kids.
Yep.
Your youngest sometimes even ends up as part of the content from time to time.
Yeah.
Randomly, which is always a treat. Would you say, and is it okay to say her name?
Yeah.
Okay. So Nora, his daughter, she's hilarious, of course. Is she more like you, or is she more like your wife?
Oh my goodness.
She's pretty outgoing, and I feel like you don't feel like you are. I don't think your wife
more
really
me
is.
than it is Nora.
Yeah.
Or that's more me than it is my wife. My
Ooh,
wife.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you.
I knew it was coming, so I backed it right
It's
up.
always gonna. Yep.
Yeah. So I can get like that. You know what I mean? In the right setting and stuff like that, I can really be like that. And I think she's so young and innocent. She's just like that all the time.
Right.
You know what I mean? But yeah, she's a lot like me. I often say that she is payment for all of my sins of my youth.
For Subarus.
Yep.
There you go.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. That story. It's a good segue because I feel like, oh my goodness, I can see her growing up and doing something like that. But in fairness, right? I didn't find this out till I was an adult, but someone told me a story of my mom getting drunk at Vets Park in Bay City and ripping bathroom stall doors off the hinges.
She like fucking She-Hulk or something?
I don't fucking know.
What is she ripping them off?
But this is, I'm like, what? And like kicking off like the paper towel holders and shit. I'm like, dang, dude, like you were living it. Like you always made me feel like my dad was the wild one, but you're out here just destroying public property.
God damn.
I don't think she'd be watching this. I don't know if the link would get to her, but you know.
I mean, who knows?
Thanks, Mom.
Yeah. Maybe it was her that gave me some information on you. Who knows?
Yeah.
But you and Ty do fun food videos.
Yeah, we do.
On YouTube,
Yeah.
you guys get into different snacks and stuff. What's been one of your guys' favorites overall?
Ooh, man. Okay. Those Cuban chips from Lay's, those are killer.
Fuck.
Those are killer. Those were so good, I ate too many of them.
Yeah, they're dangerous.
Like when something's like that, it's like, holy crap. You know what I mean? Like, that's real good. And then I think the first time we tried the Cajun McCrispy chicken sandwich from McDonald's, that Cajun sauce on there was pretty good. But yeah, I don't know. I think those chips were our favorite.
Cuban?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think during that era, just ironically, when you guys were doing that too, like the other one that was big for me, like I can't get enough of the habanero mango.
Oh, those were
That's the
surprisingly good.
Dude.
Holy crap.
That's the ones I
Like,
can't leave.
just the
alone.
mango
Too.
flavor on
Yep.
those is incredible.
And then the spice hits,
Yep.
and it's a habanero, so you
Yep.
can't sit there and eat a lot
Yeah.
because it's like if you keep eating, you know you're about to burn your
Right.
asshole out like
Yeah.
like a dead star. So yeah,
and this will be a memory I won't forget about it, because my cousin Will was over, and they go to school together,
Yeah.
like they're the same age, and we had scorching Pringles, like the scorching cheddar
yeah.
Pringles, and I was like, hey, Will's here, let's do one with him, and Ty's like, yeah, let's do that, right? And Ty tried one first, and as soon as he hit his mouth, he was going for something to drink because he was freaking out about it. He got in his head, and then his buddy Will sat across from him, stone faced, ate the chip,
just staring right at him. Yeah,
no water, no nothing. He goes,
Damn.
give me another one.
Yeah, right.
And he took it and he did the same thing. And I was like, yeah, that's right, man. These aren't that hot.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
It's less. He was picky, but he's starting to open up now. He's getting older. You know what I mean? But
yeah, and
like,
I noticed that last
Yeah.
time that we actually had lunch at H2O, like he felt like a little bit more comfortable. He's kind of open
yeah.
up to
Yep.
like just more, just generally. Because anytime I've been around, he's real quiet and whatnot. But and that brings me to my next question. Like, what do you feel like has been the most challenging part about being a stepdad?
Holy crap. A lot. Okay. Here's
Because I can relate,
Right.
And that's why I ask.
what's really strange about it is I come from a family where I had a stepfather, and we did not get along whatsoever. I'm not saying it's all his fault. Definitely my fault too.
Yeah,
but I was a kid. You know what I mean? At the
Right,
same time, I'm a kid.
Right.
But so I got to see how that affects the child firsthand. And I got to say, oh, that's not what this is going to be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, we're going to have a great relationship. And I think that's what part of some of the videos that helps our relationship.
Right.
You know, we have things that we like to do together and stuff like that. We both enjoy Star Wars. He turned me on to the Clone Wars, the animated show.
Nice.
Because he wasn't huge on the movies.
Right.
He was the Clone Wars kid.
Yeah.
And so, like, now we watch that together. You know, we talk about kind of stuff like that. We both love Disney. You know, he loves Disney too. You know what I mean? I kind of brought him onto that. So it's like, man, you know, like, and I can give him shit. Like, I never used to be able to. That was one of the hardest humps was, I love you, and I'm going to give you shit because I love you.
Right.
And he had a hard time with it, but we're over that hump, and he can give it right back.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Cool.
So it's like, it's just weird because you're this new father figure-ish in the relationship. So not only do you have to get used to it, he does, and
Right.
so does the mother. So the first time you, like, try to discipline or put him in the right on something,
Whole new bag of.
she has a hard time with it. And every once in a while she still does too. You know what I mean? But it's only every once in a great while.
Sure.
You know what I mean? So, but there's some
not
difficulties there, but dude, the kid's mine.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And his dad's still in his life, and his dad loves him and is a really good dad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That I did know for
Right.
sure. Yeah. His
But like,
dad's,
damn, dude, I got to tie his first tie for him. Dude.
Yeah.
That was a fucking moment
That's
for me.
huge.
Dude, that was a moment for me.
Yeah.
And I love it.
That's
man.
awesome.
I tell you what.
That makes all the
So-
challenges.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All the good
Flips it.
greatly outweighs any bad that comes with it.
Good.
Yeah.
I'm glad to hear that. And I think that you fit the role really good either way, but
Thank you.
I had a feeling that it was probably, no different between the two. And matter of fact, did you see yourself years ago kind of taking up that dad role? Was that something you always kind of want to do or have a plan of?
Hey,
I mean,
man.
again, because being so natural at it,
Right.
like you almost kind of wonder.
I always loved being with kids. Even when I was like in my early 20s, I coached my brother's soccer team. So like 4th through 8th grade soccer, I coached those guys. I loved being with them. I made it fun, and you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I had this great relationship with them. Like I'm a wedding officiant, right?
Mm-hmm.
I recently was the officiant to one of the kids that I coached. Her and her husband got married, and I got to be the officiant at their wedding. And she
That's
still calls
awesome.
me Coach Josh.
That's crazy.
And it's just like, so
yeah.
so I've always
That's
loved
cool.
kids, and there was probably a moment in time where I was like, man, this kid thing might just not happen for me. You know what I mean? Like, it was just like, there wasn't like great relationships in life. You know what I mean? Like,
You go through a lot of ups and downs
yeah,
before you get there.
I felt like I was getting old, but I really wasn't getting old,
Yeah.
and that might have put that perspective there too.
Right.
And then I met my wife, and
Ooh.
my wife,
Thank you.
and dude, the first time, it was probably only 2 weeks into like us hanging out, and that little dude told me he loved me,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
and he was 4 years old.
Oh, shit.
And it was just like,
That's a melter. I got
grabs your
melter.
heart.
Yeah.
you know, and I was like, this is awesome.
Yeah.
Play together, hang out together, take them to parks and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Like, just cool dudes chilling.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Cool.
dude, yeah.
Yeah, you can tell.
It
You're just
came out.
natural for it, for
Yeah.
sure. What do you feel like is scary though, being a dad, and the scenario that they play out as, or being on stage in front of a lot of people playing music,
Oh, repeat that question.
or
What'd you say?
being on stage playing music in front of like a live audience?
Oh dang.
What's
Being on
scarier?
stage is easy.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
easy.
dude, yeah. Because once it starts, dude, especially if you enjoy what you're doing and you're captivated by what you're doing yourself, it's all easy,
Mhm.
right? And with children, there's so much more to lose,
Right.
right? Than just
Yeah.
because I put that down. I put down music, and sometimes I miss it, but I would never put down being a dad.
Yeah. Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's just that's maybe the first couple times you do it, but then
Right.
it's so fun. Music is so fun. It's just
Yeah.
it's a passion. It's a love. You
Right.
know what I mean? So, but nothing compares to kids.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
it right
yeah,
there.
yep,
Okay.
Yeah.
How is the dishes training going?
Oh, screw off.
What? I'm just curious.
Yeah. Right.
Any updates on that for us?
Funny. A closely related story. And this happened. We found this out today.
Okay.
But last night we were. Nicole was telling me that something crawled into one of our walls and died.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she could smell it coming through the wall in our kitchen. And I go,
Okay.
that's weird. I'm like, well, it'd crawl through the walls. You know what I mean? I know the cats can kind of get into the drop ceiling in the basement.
Yeah.
And they kind of go crazy. I don't know if you can get to walls or anything like that from there. I can't imagine you do.
From the drop ceiling into behind the walls.
Yeah,
I mean, you can hear.
right, yeah.
I guess
so I
I-
was
so, I
like,
mean,
I was like, yeah,
theoretically.
maybe
Yeah,
one of them
yeah.
got stuck and like pooped or something, but it
Sure.
wouldn't smell that bad. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so this morning she's telling me where the smell's coming from over in the corner of the kitchen where the microwave's at.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, what is? I'm trying to wrap my brain around what it is. And
Oh,
I go,
shit.
hey, is my lunchbox sitting there, like my cooler that I take to work? And she goes, yeah, why? And I go, pop that sucker open quick.
Oh,
I
God.
don't
In the
remember.
house?
Well, I don't always take it to work because my
Oh,
work's so
man.
chaotic. Like when I work when I work inside the building in the morning or even
Yeah.
at night, I don't take lunch with me
Right.
because I've already eaten or I'm going to eat later, and I don't need it. And there was a container of yogurt in there
Oh, shit.
from last Friday.
Gross,
and
man.
it was disgusting.
Yeah.
So I had to clean that. I told her just set it outside and I'll take care of it when I get home. But yeah, so that's
Ew.
my
A little bit of bleach and some outside water.
yeah,
You'll be
yeah,
fine.
exactly. Yeah, yeah, it'll be okay. It's soaking with pine sol and water and stuff like
Good,
that right
okay.
now. So
Yeah,
so we'll be up. But that's that's just I'll get to it kind of person when it comes
Right.
to the dishes.
Is that what
And
it
my
was?
wife is you're done cooking. I don't want you to eat. Clean up your mess before you
Right.
start eating kind of person. Like even with herself. It's not just, it's not me
Sure.
focused, but
Yeah, I
she's
get
just
it.
like, because I'll make something and I wanted her to eat it hot. And she goes, well, I got to take care of this. Or it's like, no, it's fresh.
Yeah, sit
it's
down.
at its best.
Take it. Yeah, take a minute.
Eat
do
it
that
and enjoy
first.
it.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
and she just like can't because
Yeah.
it bugs her. She's
Right,
got a little bit of OCD in her or whatever. Yeah. So yeah, it's always a work in progress, but I think
Yeah.
I'm getting better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're getting better.
Yeah.
So that's the update.
Yeah.
You're getting better.
That's what I say.
Okay.
Ask her.
What about loading in the dishwasher itself?
Oh yeah, dude, that's a breeze,
okay.
dude. That's a
Okay.
breeze.
All right. So
Yeah.
so we're making progress.
Yeah.
That's all I want to hear.
Yeah.
So, to kind of almost switch back around, and this might charge some of your past as well too, but we've already kind of touched lately on it. You're a big fan of music. You
Oh,
know,
yeah.
I
Yep.
know you're actually quite varied on your music. Some of it's very controversial, of course.
Yeah.
We know. We talk about it often. But when you played music, because you were actually in a band.
Yeah.
Were you just one?
I was in a lot of bands, but only
Okay.
one band really. I mean, there's a couple of bands that
Sure.
I love to death being in because I
Yeah.
feel like we produced the best stuff.
Yeah.
But we just didn't have the longevity or
Right.
the commitment to like make anything more of it.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
What was
Yeah.
the name of that band?
Which one? The one that I love more?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I'm going to say
And you can name. You can if you've been in multiple.
Right.
Please go ahead.
there was a band I was called Changeling,
Okay.
which we named after a magic card, after a changeling.
I know the card.
Yep. Really gritty, hardcore music. We got drunk a lot and just played as loud as we possibly
Sure.
could. We bonded really well together, had a really good time, like had each other's backs, everything like
Right.
that. Punch It's another one that Kurt did
What is
vocals
it?
in. Punch It.
Punch It. Yep, I do recall Punch It. And who did who did?
Kurt,
Kurt, did-
aka
okay.
Voyage Conrad.
Voyage Conrad.
KBW. he could never keep time, but it was always like just really great fun time,
yeah.
kind of thing. And then the third one is Good Teeth Gold Teeth that I did. It was more of like a screamo post-hardcore thing I did.
Everybody been through
And
that.
it was with some of my best friends, Gary, Bob, and Nate. And we still talk to this day, and we always talk about kind of, you know, trying to do stuff again kind of thing. But just like we recorded something, and it's probably the thing, like creatively, the thing I'm most proud of.
Okay.
Ever. Even listening, because I just listened to it again for probably the first time in like 6 years, and I'm like, holy shit, like we did this. You know what I mean? It's just one of those things where like I was like, it's incredible. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
That's cool. That's cool. And you did some touring, right?
Oh yeah. I was in a band called See You Next Tuesday, grindcore band.
That is a pretty known band, isn't it?
Yeah. We very very well known. Like in the metal community, I suppose.
Right. That's a name well known around here.
Yeah. Started off just selling shirts for them. They needed someone to do merch. Sold shirts for a tour or two. Their bass player's dad got sick. He went home to take care of. They got some guy to fill in. Didn't mesh very well. And they're like, and the guitarist was like, "I'm just gonna teach you how to do it." And here's me only playing like power chords my whole life, thinking I don't know if I can do this. And he's like, "You can do it." And then he taught me how to do it, and it was just.
So you were playing just a regular guitar?
No, I played bass.
Was it bass?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, but it was
bass.
just very simple. Okay. Like I never played anything too difficult, and then he came around. And he's like, "This is how you do it." So
you became Les Claypool?
No, never. I wish I could, but I don't have the attention span to sit down and just become that good, or the natural talent, maybe.
Or maybe that.
You know
too,
what I mean? Yeah. So
as a bass player, who's your favorite all-time like musicianal bass? Do you have one or a couple, or do you have a pantheon? Like these are some of the best bass players of all time.
Oh damn, dude.
I said mine already. I already blew my wall. I think Les Claypool is brilliant.
Oh, Les Claypool's fantastic, dude. My name is Mud. That
Mr. Crinkle.
Yeah. Dude, just everything that he does is crazy.
Dude, yeah.
Matt Freeman from Rancid is
that's
one of the most fantastic bass players ever. Listen to Maxwell Murder. There's a bass solo in it. Actually, the whole song, he just fucking rips through the entire song. I could never do what he did in there, and I did some pretty like what I consider like what I was like, oh man, like I could play pretty fast, but like I couldn't even. I can't. It's you sit down and you listen to it, and you're like, you just set the bass down. You're no. Yeah, right. Yeah. Who else? Who else is a good one? Let me think. I had one on the tip of my tongue, and I forgot. So, yeah,
that's it.
Let's talk about Matt Freeman. No. I know. Yeah, man, damn. Why can't I think of anybody else?
I'm not good enough with bass players to throw any out. Otherwise, I would try.
Yeah, I mean, there's bass players that are great. You know what I mean? But it's just not
just
really.
Some that are like to me, like a Les Claypool. Like I just happen to know because I worked for one of the Primus. Bass is the lead, like music or like a musical instrument with them. I mean, who has a bass as a lead for a band?
And Flea's incredible too from Red Hot Chili Peppers, dude.
That's a good one.
Blood Sugar Sex Magic is like a funk punk masterpiece.
Yeah,
and it just, dude, it's everything you could want. It's aggressive. It's funky. You can sing along to it.
Sexualized.
Dude, it's
it's definitely
definitely.
Bert's a huge fan of Red Hot Chili Peppers as well too. Only that's opposite day.
Ooh.
What's your least favorite thing about being on tour?
Oh man, dude, fucking smelly. Because you're just you're 4 or 5 dudes in a 15-passenger van. If you're lucky, you have time to do laundry. Dude, it's gross. It's gross. You take wet wipe baths a lot of the time. Like it's gritty. It's not the same. Yeah, like a lot of bands you see, like when you check out on tour and stuff like that, like they got it a little better. But when you're low, it's rough, dude. Yeah. Europe's cool because they take really good care of you there. Yeah, they got food every day.
In Europe?
They got bathrooms and stuff, like showers and stuff, like laundry. Like they take care of bands over there really well because they know that they're lucky when we come over, kind of thing.
Right.
You know.
Right.
So cool. Yeah, but dude, it's and you get man, you're basically living with 4 other people for a month at a time in the smallest apartment ever. Like when you're driving from Texas to New Mexico,
Yeah.
and you're all pissed off at each other because you're a month in and you got 4 more dates to go. You know, it can be tough. I mean, you all love each other, you know what I mean? But like at some point, it's like, whew, you know, it's
Take a breather.
yeah, it's strange. But I love like all those dudes, man. I still love them, and they're still playing. And dude, they just put out a new record, and it's fantastic. So, yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. See You Next Tuesday is definitely a band that.
Oh yeah.
Around here, you hear of.
Yep.
Who are some people that I might know that hung around with that crew and that maybe toured with you or played? I don't know if there is, but
You mean like band wise? If there's anybody that you know
or
that we
just like
toured
with See You Next Tuesday
or-
with that like.
Well, you know
crew.
Bear, right?
Yeah,
Brandon, yeah.
yeah.
He was the vocal.
That's right.
He wasn't the vocalist when I was in the band,
Right, he was at one point.
but he was at one
yeah,
time.
I do remember
thing.
that.
Yep,
That's how I originally remember knowing about
Yep.
them was because of him.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah.
Being in it.
Yeah. Is there somebody I don't know about?
No,
that
no,
you
I'm
wanna-
just no. I know.
I'm like,
Why you
I'm
want to
trying to
relax?
think,
Just
I'm like, hey,
relax.
dude,
Got relax.
in the hot
guy.
seat here,
You're-
man.
You are. You
So-
are. I need to get another couple lights, like you say, so I can get you to sweat a little bit
you
more.
just need a heat lamp over top of your
Right,
gas
right,
under the
right.
seat.
That's a good idea. I like that idea actually. How about this? What about a band? So you've been playing in bands. You're clearly all kinds of and many different types of music, which again can be very controversial, but it's also created some great conversations with us.
Right.
But what is a band that overall really speaks to you?
Whew. Oh man, what aspect? I mean, bands can speak to you, in a lot of different ways.
Exactly, but you can take that, and you can even be, if you want to shotgun it, like first band that comes to mind and why, or just anything, like however you want to package that.
The band that had the biggest impact on me in my entire life, the reason I started playing music was Blink-182.
Okay,
That's why I started playing music. It's like me and one of my best friends at the time were sitting in the basement listening to their live album, Take Off Your Pants and Jacket. And we're like, man, this is like they play that whole every song they play like twice as fast as they do in their recordings. And we're like, damn, we could do this. This is fun. You know what I mean? They're making dick jokes in between and pretending to be Satan and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like, and I mean even like Cheshire Cat, like that wasn't the first album, but it's just like I think that's when it dawned on us. It's like, oh, we could do this. We love this, and I just listen to that shit all the time on repeat. You know what I mean? I can't. What's the name? I can't think of the album with What's My Age Again on it. And it bums me out because that's one of my favorite albums. And now, like a lot of their later stuff, I just don't listen to it anymore.
Which one is it?
All the Small Things is on
Is it
it.
Enema or
Like
something like that?
Enema of the State. Yeah. That album is just
That's the nurse and the
killer, dude. Yeah,
I mean, that's really what blew them up.
Oh
right?
yeah, definitely.
Like
and
on a
that's
major.
And at the time, that's like, man, we just had pop music for the longest time. You know what I mean? And like, and I'm talking about being from rural America kind of thing, not like super rural, but close to the city.
Yeah.
Getting a dose of MTV periodically in my life.
Yeah.
Listening to like a lot of like 90s country growing up. Like that's what I'm stuck with. Oldies or 90 country.
Right.
No one ever put on Z93 in my household kind of thing.
Really?
You know what I mean? Yeah, no.
Damn. I was fortunate, I guess.
That was my first experience with something different, was hearing that. And then like the like Limp Bizkit Corn phase and stuff like that on MTV.
Everybody
and
went
stuff
through
like
that,
that. Oh yeah, I think it's like 4th or 5th grade or something like that for me. Yeah,
You were a freak on a leash.
Oh, dude, yeah, I had a Corn shirt that I bought from Walmart.
Probably said
Dio,
corn.
No,
with
it
a
said
K?
Corn, and it had like Dio de los Corn on the back or something like that.
okay.
Like, yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I was definitely the black sheep of the family.
Yeah. I get it.
Yeah.
I feel like, see, I was more deep world than you were, and we
Right.
were in.
Oh yeah.
Of course, I a little bit earlier era than you, but like for us, it was like, God, we listened to a lot of rap, which you wouldn't think we're early,
Right.
but we listened to a lot of rap, but it was a lot of like, the same kind of metal like that as well
Right.
too. But the 90s, in my opinion, of all the decades of music that I've been alive, it's been the most, even before, and I love the 70s era, and the 80s, really, realistically. 80s had a lot of diversity, but I feel like 90s was the most that like was so absolutely diverse. I
Right.
mean, it started out early on with hair and metal bands turning into grunge. Then you had hip hop all of a sudden, like like hip hop and some R&B, and then that kind of kept going in the middle. Then you had like what is it, gangster rap, all kinds of crazy shit in the middle there. Then you had ska all of a sudden come out of nowhere. You had you know what I mean, like and then like new metal and shit like that. It was just such a weird decade of music, and I love it because that's part of the reason, because I could listen to almost any 90s mix and be like, I'm fine with that. Yeah, I'm into that. So
Yep.
Okay,
Yeah, dude.
That's
Yeah.
cool. I didn't know that. I was surprised to hear that. I didn't think it would be Blink 182. That's
What were you thinking? If you,
I
if you
wasn't
had to
really. I
gauge
don't
me
know.
for something?
I don't know for you, man. I don't know. I probably was gonna think it was just something more like small scale, like lesser known or something.
Oh,
I
okay.
feel like just because you typically have a
Right.
different radar of.
Oh yeah, definitely.
you know,
It morphed into that. It definitely morphed
yeah,
into
and
that.
so, like,
So,
for some reason I initially
Yeah.
thought that that's where you started because you played in
Yep.
that type of band back
Yeah.
then. So I thought maybe you were just clued in sooner
yeah,
than the
but
rest
that's
of us.
one of those things, man. Like we could put on any of their first like 6 albums, and I'll be singing every single fucking
Right on.
word to it. So
Right on. I
Yeah.
feel like that's like almost like a later generations, and I'm not equating the music, but how you can do with like their albums. Like I could do that with like Green Day albums,
Oh, yeah.
for instance.
Yeah.
And there's some similarities I think in there, but they're also very very different.
yeah, throw on Dookie, dude. We'll have a fucking karaoke. night,
Exactly,
dude.
exactly.
Right,
And that,
yeah.
that's just it, you
Yep.
know, or
Yeah.
even Insomnia or
Yep.
whatever.
Yeah.
What does punk rock mean to you?
Everything, man. It's how I should live my life, and how
Yeah?
I don't live it in every aspect, but I try to live it in most
Right.
aspects, right? Just
Yeah.
fuck against the grain, man. You know, I've said this before, right? But like, the music I listen to,
Yeah,
right? The beer I drink,
yeah,
like how I feel about living my life,
yeah.
like what I support and like things that I buy and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I know Disney is the most unpunk rock thing about me.
It is.
And
that's
that's
okay,
like
I guess,
yeah,
right?
that's like the one thing. But
Yeah,
like,
we
man,
all
like,
bend the knee at some point.
right. Like I listen to country music, and I consider the country music I listen to be very punk rock,
Yeah,
because it's not, you won't hear it on the radio, but it's some of the best country music you can
yeah. That's
listen
what. And I've listened to some. I think you've probably
Right. Oh,
played
yeah.
some. And I would agree, and I'm very very vocal about my
Yeah.
angst about it. But I mean, that is one thing I can at least recognize is
Right.
that it's not anything I ever hear.
Right.
It's not everything I probably normally would hear.
Yeah.
It is different.
Right.
So
Yeah.
that is funny that even in your country music listening, it's punk rock.
Oh yeah, dude, it's crazy. It's a weird, because I didn't even really realize how much of it I was living. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, but then it was just kind of like dawned on me. It's like you can talk to somebody about Tyler Childers, and like a lot of people know who it is. You know what I mean? Like, oh, he's a big name kind of thing, and he is. He's one of the bigger ones. You know what I mean? But like, you don't hear him on the radio.
It's true.
You know what I mean? And there's a lot of hate for him because he's had some pretty like controversial things that he's stood up for in his life.
Slippery
but,
slope.
Like, yeah,
Anytime you have a platform.
you know, it is, and a lot of people think he ruined his career. But I just saw him at Pine Knob, dude, and he sold that fucker out.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then I saw the hat I'm wearing, SG Goodman. She's like a smaller artist, and she's almost like indie country. Like, it's really strange to explain.
Really?
But it's a great country vibe, but like just the guitar tone and the layout of the songs, it's really got a really indie feel to it. And and her voice is very eerie, and I love it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'll be honest. First of all, I thought that your hat was just supporting some family member.
Some like
You go because you're gonna go to Tennessee. Some like I don't know.
some like pesticide company
Yeah,
from Kentucky.
yeah, something. I mean, because we got what's the one? We do the hybrid corn around here. Do you know? I can't think of the name of it. I know
tell
they
you, dude.
out of Ovid they do this whole thing. I wish I could remember the name of it.
Right.
Is it Great Lakes Hybrid actually?
Yeah, okay.
They do a lot of the stuff. So I thought maybe you're rurally. I'm like, well, maybe he's
Something like that.
Yeah, maybe he's a farmer for Great Lakes Hybrid.
I do
or
have
something.
some farmer because my grandparents farm.
Right.
So I do have some of those back in the, in the arsenal.
Okay,
But yeah.
fair enough.
Yeah.
I made an assumption. So
Yeah.
now
A fair
that
assumption.
yeah. Now I know your hat is a indie country star. So that's interesting. So, kind of keep with some of the punk rock. I think is what too. Let me ask you, what's a greater revenge story? Would you say something like a John Wick? You like John Wick?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
it's like avenging the death of his dog.
Yep.
Or would it be possibly starting a rumor that a guy had HIV after he banged someone's girlfriend, to the point where he had to defend himself enough to take an HIV test? And I even heard potentially that there was a song written about that.
This isn't.
Would you like to talk on that a little bit?
Oh my god, dude! Like that's
Really curious. This is probably the
that
question
is probably
I've been waiting to ask you.
the greatest. And this wasn't me directly.
Okay.
This wasn't. This was like one of my best friends, and it was probably the coolest shit he's ever done in his life. Because honestly, in a realm where you're all scumbag pieces of shit,
Right.
calling somebody out for being a scumbag piece of shit is one of the greatest.
Yeah,
You know
absolutely.
what I mean?
Yeah,
like
for
it's,
sure.
It's you could
It's like almost like a evil Care Bear doing a evil Care Bear stare at something,
Right, yeah.
projecting something
yeah.
like that.
And
yeah.
honestly, like if I could watch that happen again, I'd probably watch that before I watched a John Wick movie again.
Okay. So there, so there it is. Do you want to add some color to a little bit of that scenario? Maybe?
I don't think you need to. I think
Yeah, that's fair too. That's fair too.
I think pulling that off,
Yeah.
getting someone to believe
Yeah.
that you
Brent's
know,
out there. Brent caught that. So that is correct. Creating a rumor that somebody had HIV, and it sounds like it was done as a revenge story because he had done something he shouldn't have done.
oh yeah, I mean that's
I mean,
like
that's
I said,
that's a whole other thing to unpack.
all shitheads doing shithead stuff.
Right. Right. So it's the pot,
Yeah.
what is it, the pot calling the kettle black or whatever.
But he definitely like he was definitely trying to be more outspoken about not being a shithead, the person that was now.
Sure.
Yeah.
And it had to come. It sounded like it was a little bit of karma, but to be able to get somebody enough to and this is back probably before social media was too huge, right? Or maybe just starting to get there, right?
Maybe MySpace and a little bit of.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. So like MySpace and maybe pre, to get enough people to have to make it so you take an HIV test.
Man, it's crazy. I can't even say there was a lot of people involved in that. I think this is just like
it was just
an
enough.
evil genius moment
Yeah.
in my friend's life, and he's incredible for even making it happen.
Pinky in the brain scenario almost or something.
Yeah, I know.
Here.
Like it. I remember he first told me about it. And I go, "This is fucking ridiculous," and then it just like snowballed.
Yeah,
and it just like and before you know it, the test was
That's fucking that, ladies and gentlemen, is a good example of punk rock.
Definitely is.
Definitely is, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm learning too. I'm learning.
Just don't fucking care, dude.
That I've been waiting all week.
Yeah.
All week to ask that question.
Yeah,
I was excited.
That's incredible. That is incredible. Like I've been doing a good job of not looking at your notes.
Yeah.
And I caught revenge, and that was it. I just stopped. I was just trying to move, and I go, oh shit.
Matter of fact, I'm going to one up that situation. So I need to do something that I haven't done in a while on even a banter and babble right now, and I don't have the proper screen to do that. But we don't give a shit around here because it's all about chaos, punk rock, and being against the grain. So I'm gonna go take a piss real quick.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's been a while. So I'm gonna have to get the tone is pissing from Brent to get up here because clearly this is potentially gonna need it. And I took a piss beforehand.
Okay.
Point that out. I did take a it's definitely need a pee break. So I'm gonna do that real quick. Count me. It should be 2 minutes. I'll be right back. If you'd like to talk to everybody.
Oh dang! You're giving this over?
I could mute it or I could let you go free air on it.
Let me go.
I think you should fucking go for it, Stern. There you go.
Let me go.
Just don't give me my TOS. So I don't want to get kicked off.
What would TOS? How bad does it have to be for TOS?
If you have to ask that question, maybe you shouldn't say anything.
Okay, we'll run with it. Can I say the B word?
Oh, you can swear.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Bukkake?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Cool.
We
cool.
love Bukkake.
All right. I got
Brent loves, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, you're gonna have to watch this because I got a tour story I'll tell.
You do?
Maybe I'll tell.
Tell something. No, that's good. Good idea. I'll be back. Tell a story.
All right. Cool. Maybe I can tell a couple if I got enough time, depending on. Yeah, dude. But you know how old men's bladders work, right? So this is great. I don't know why I'm telling this, but the first tour I was on, we were with a band called Beneath the Massacre, Born of Osiris, and I forget, there was another band we were on tour with, but I forget. And the Beneath the Massacre was a Canadian, like a French Canadian band, and like the first day or within the first week of us being on tour, they told us about a girl that messaged them that said she was going to come out and she wanted to be bukkakeed. And we really thought that was great. I mean, all of us thought that was great. And we were in San Antonio, Texas, and I remember there was these girls hanging out with Born of Osiris, and they were like, and you're basically one big family when you're on tour. And I just remember like, oh, like you got to do what you can to try to interfere with what's going on here. And I just went up and I go, hey, I heard that you guys are here for the bukkake. And they looked at me, and I go, yeah, like Elliot here, he's telling me that that you're here for the bukkake. And they're like, well, what's that? And so I can't probably explain it on camera what a bukkake is, but so I explained to these girls what the bukkake is, and they left. But they ended up coming back because they realized it was a joke because we all laughed and stuff like that. But it was fun.
I can't wait to listen to Bukkake
Yeah, it was.
story.
It's not great. Maybe I'm not good at telling it. I haven't pulled it out in a really long time, but
What do you mean by
it's,
that?
yeah, I know. Zing,
Zinger,
right?
zinger. Is that it? Do you sub more? Or is that pretty much good timing?
I think that's pretty good timing. Like, I don't think it. I have to remember. Like, again, the drinking, the drugs, and the headbanging really took a toll on my memory. So
Right. That's
yeah.
fair. That's fair. Okay. Well, hey. So, let's kind of start to bring it home here. So, if you had to rank your top 3 favorite domestic beers, what are they?
Domestic beers?
Yeah, and you don't have to rank them as number 1, 2, or 3. You could if I actually let's do that.
Oh,
Rank them number 1, 2, and 3. Name your top 3.
Well, this is gonna be current, right?
Okay. So you
I
can
think
start with 1 or 3.
current. We'll start with 3.
Yeah, and work your way to
Yep,
okay.
yep. We're gonna go with Coors Banquet.
It's in my top 3 too.
Coors Banquet is number 3. Number 2 is Rednecks, White Sox, and Blue Ribbon beer. Pabst Blue Ribbon.
Pabst Blue Ribbon.
Can't beat it. I know it's a hipster beer, blah 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 blah, but there's great flavor.
It's a fine enough beer.
It's a really good drinking beer. And number 1 is Miller High Life.
It's High Life.
Miller High Life, the champagne of beers. It's so damn good. So much flavor. 2 drinks and that bottle's gone. On a hot day, you get done mowing the lawn and you open a bottle of Miller High Life. Whoo! That thing is, it's nothing hits like a Miller High Life on a hot day.
See, I feel the exact same in a bottle about MGD.
Yep.
The exact
Oh, I know you do.
same.
Yep. I give you shit about it, but there's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, it's the full body Pilsner.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And it's crazy to me that Busch Light and there's nothing. I think Busch Light has more flavor than Bud Light, but I can't believe how big like Bud Light and Coors Light is because there's just no flavor to that stuff.
And I don't mind Coors Light. I drink a lot of Coors Light at Bruce's Bar out in Carlton, like playing.
Yeah.
But I agree with you. Like
there's a time and
it's
place,
weird.
but it's strange that you're like, all right, I'm picking some beer for this weekend, and you get consistently Bud Light and Coors Light.
Right. I think the craft beer in me is what drew me to the heavier sides of those domestic beers.
Right.
Because my top 3 again, starting from 3 would be, great. Now I got to think. Man, what would be my 3rd? Because pretty much for the most part, I just zero in on Coors Banquet.
Yep.
Is number 2 for sure, and the number 1 is definitely MGD.
Yeah.
And I guess maybe I don't really have a 3rd right now, but I will say that
Miller Lite is close.
See, Miller Lite's tough for me because I feel like that and Coors taste similar.
Right.
And I just can't get through the Miller Lite flavor. And it's because I drank it so much.
Okay.
It always gave me awful like hangover headaches and shit like that. I'd probably actually end up saying Coors Light, but then if I stop and really think about it, I actually really like Bud Heavy. I love Budweiser. Like I don't know if I can drink a Bud Light. I probably would. I'll drink anything. I was drinking Bud Light last weekend. But, I think of all of them, I'd probably have to put Budweiser in that domestic spot for my 3rd.
Yeah.
Just because it's heavier. And like, it's weird because I always forget, and you actually just said it recently, or somebody did, maybe it was you, but the Buds are lagers, whereas the Millers are Pilsners, right?
I believe I said that to you. I don't know. Maybe I
think
didn't.
it was
But
you
yeah.
said that to me.
Yeah. But they're just so watered down for the American palate.
That's part of it.
Yeah.
That's part of the problem. But that's what's exciting when you get like other people to doing like a craft brewery doing the Michigan Pills like Founders does, or some form of lager that's much better as well too.
Yeah, man.
So.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, Coors Banquet, I feel like that definitely I got into that because of Cobra Kai. And I know it's as dumb as it is.
That's fine.
But man,
yeah.
For the life of me, like it's this close to MGD for me.
Another beer that I really want to try that I haven't been able to find that's from a movie, but Escanaba in the Moonlight.
Oh God.
Leinenkugels, but original. Like there's a Leinenkugels original out there somewhere.
Really?
From that, like, because they talk about it in that movie, and I've never seen it on a shelf. Maybe it's something we got to go to Wisconsin for to get it.
We should look into that.
I don't know.
I'm interested in that.
But like, damn, dude, like I want to try that.
Yeah, yeah. I actually like a lot of their beers. I mean, where do you rank them? Are they this weird between domestic and craft, or what is it?
Well, I don't think they're considered craft anymore just because of how big they are.
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
they've
okay.
they've because there's guidelines for
What are
that
they?
kind of
Are
stuff.
they national?
But
Like, is that something you can get?
oh,
all
you
over?
can get it in every
Okay.
state I think
Okay.
ever. Because lemon shandy is a powerhouse when it
Berry
comes
Weiss,
to.
bro.
Oh yeah, their berry ice is really good. Their canoe paddler is really good.
Yeah, yeah. They got a
Um,
winter one I really like
their
too.
vanilla Java porter or whatever. It's not called vanilla Java porter, but it's that.
Okay.
Yeah, it's that one. But yeah, I mean they do good beer. I mean
Yeah.
their Oktoberfest is solid. So
Now let me. I think I don't know if it's still the case, but White's Bar they have a house line in Kugels that's made for whites.
nah, I doubt it.
That's what I was told years ago
Right.
by the bartender when I know
Right,
somebody
yeah.
that we both know.
Well, you go to Lucky Steakhouse. They got a
Yeah.
Lucky's Ale that's brewed specifically for them.
Okay.
It is Michelob.
Have I been living
It's
this
Michelob
life? Are
Amber.
you telling me I've been living a life for like 15 years potentially?
Probably, or maybe she just didn't know. She could have ignorantly been telling.
Because I
you
always
that.
ask because I
Right.
only drink the house beer there.
Right.
I'm like,
Is
what
a-
is this?
is
And they were
a-
like,
is a
Line
Wis-
and Kugels makes it.
Is a
for us.
Wisconsin brewery gonna brew something specifically for such a small bar in Saginaw?
Well, they got the
Michigan?
fucking mongrels, dude. All right, fair enough.
What's that real sound where it's just blinking? Blink, blink. That's what I'm doing to you right now.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Oh, Josie went out and saw Deadpool.
Sick.
Good, good. Can't wait to hear some of that from you later as well too. Like I said, I want to go see it a third time.
Yeah.
Really bad, really bad. So when you were doing KBW,
Yeah.
which I of course had Rohit on here recently and we
Oh,
talked
dude.
about it. I know it's a shaky subject when you talk to somebody when you say the word yarding, but realistically that's what it was.
Yeah.
And it was fun and everything. But what was your inspiration for Cooter? I mean, I kind of get the name, right? Like,
Oh yeah, well, okay. So my last name is Kruger.
Right.
I'll say that online. I guess people gonna know.
There
Who
you go.
knows? You
Yeah,
know.
well.
Yeah. You know. Steal my identity, please. Help my credit score. No. But so for some reason there was a kid in school. His last name was Kyneth, right?
Mhm.
And one of the older kids, I think this was sophomore year, started calling him Penis. They're like, yeah, it sounds like penis. And he's just a big dumb grunt, dude.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
right,
It sounds like penis.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, like a couple weeks later, Kruger sounds like Cooter. So he started calling me Cooter. Everyone started calling me Cooter. I went to a parochial school.
Yeah.
The religion teacher started calling me Cooter. I don't think he understood where it was coming from.
Right.
But then I just ran with it. And it was just like, so that's where that came from. Later in life, probably like 19, 20 years old, I discovered Andrew WK at Warped Tour.
Right.
Right.
And you at least were a big. Are you still a big
I
fan?
was huge, and that the first album's great. You can't beat it. I haven't like The Wolf was the second album, and that was okay. It was more like a ballady piano album, which was sweet. Still tried to like party a little bit, but that was all about partying, dude. When it's time to party, we will party hard. Party till you puke. Let's get ready to like. There's just it's like a party anthem, and
Right.
everything you can listen to, you can bang your head. You can. Dude, I saw him live. He did a Kit Kat commercial. He did a commercial for Kit Kat.
I know. I am aware.
And
yeah,
the first, I went to go see him at the Bottom Lounge in Chicago. It was Andrew WK, a band called Fireball Ministry.
that's a pretty cool name.
Yeah, and a band called The Locust, which I was really into.
I'm very familiar
which
with
was,
Locust.
Yeah, a
They're
very
fucking
noise-core math
wild
rock type.
shit.
Yes, they all dressed in Locust costumes.
You ever see the Locust video? The cartoon, like
oh,
the
yeah,
big Locust,
yeah.
like that's fucking gnarly.
Yeah, so they almost look like members of the Foot Clan when they play live. It's borderline what their Locust outfit looks like, right?
Okay, I'm into that
And
already.
it's just a 4-piece, and it's just chaos and awesome. I was like, holy crap! And they played like, I think they might have played like third from last, right? And Andrew WK was last, but Andrew WK had a Kit Kat commercial. That's what I'm trying to get to, right? And he goes, "All right, we're playing the only in the Andrew WK like we're playing the Kit Kat song," and they played the Kit Kat song. People came out with bags of Kit Kats and were just fucking throwing them around, and everyone was partying. And they get done, and he goes, "Let's play it in double time," and they played it twice as fast, and they're throwing more Kit Kats around, and it's just like,
What the fuck?
loving it, dude.
That's
I was like,
fucking rad.
yeah, huge Andrew WK fan, and so that's when like wrestling KBW. I was like, I'm gonna be Cooter WK.
Okay.
Yeah,
So there's a little bit of moving pieces.
Yeah.
I didn't know that Cooter came from Kruger, so
Yeah.
that was a good one.
just can't. Yeah.
I
It
just
was
assumed it was-
strange, man. Like
Yeah.
it's strange how it like took. And I just ran with it. I was like, oh, you're gonna go. That's cool. You know what I mean? And like I could always tell like when someone like when a female liked me, like was attracted to me because they would refuse to call me Cooter.
Oh, Joshua.
Yeah, I'm not gonna call you that. That's gross. I'm like, oh, I see what you're up to here.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Are there people that still call you Cooter?
Periodically, yeah.
Okay.
Yep, yeah. Like I was, I deliver things for a living, and I was delivering furniture to this one guy's house, and I think he yelled out from his living room, "Come on!" I was like, "Yeah, that's me."
That was me, right?
Yeah, that was you.
That
Yeah.
was during COVID.
Yeah. Yep. Oh yeah, that was during COVID, and,
Yep.
and there's people periodically I run into that'll still call me that, and
Yeah.
like my best friend Kurt, I think he goes back and forth with it, but
Right.
I'm
Okay.
okay with it. You know what I
Cool.
mean? I've earned it, and
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's fair. You
Yeah.
certainly have earned it.
yeah.
Love it. So now you're somebody who likes to work out daily. You still doing pretty well then? I mean,
Oh well, my gym had a fire,
the
so I
gym
have
had a fire.
so it's
yeah.
altered into dumbbells in the
Okay,
backyard.
but you're still
But I'm still active, and it's either I think by Monday they're going to be open again, so I'll be able
cool.
to hit it. So
Cool,
yeah,
cool.
yeah.
cool.
Yep.
So that you're going to now. You've had some mishaps though. I've heard you've also had to get stitches after being on a treadmill.
Pete's. Yeah. That's fun. Yeah. It wasn't really a workout situation.
No,
This is
what
crazy.
happened?
So we were all at a party at my friend Matt's house. Matt Ben, yeah, I'll bring him up again. My friend Matt's house. And it might have been like his like the moving out party or something. But I think I lived with him at the time too. But he had a treadmill, right? And for some reason, I think his mom like walked on it in the living room while watching TV. She wasn't there all the time because she lived with her boyfriend, and it was just like this house that we lived at. And so we, being the shitbags that we are, I'll bring it up again. I turned on the treadmill, and it was kind of sitting like in the living room to walk into the kitchen where everybody was. You kind of had to walk over it. Like we strategically put it in there like that.
So you purposely
And-
placed it, turned it on.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes, and
okay.
turned it on to like 3, right? So you step on it, your feet, you fall, you hit your butt, and you make a fool of yourself, kind of thing, right?
Ha ha ha.
Yeah, and everybody was doing it. We were laughing and having a grand old time and stuff. So we grew tired of it, turned off the treadmill, kind of thing, and we're moving on to something else. I think a mutual friend of ours named Tim was kicking the railings of the front porch off of the house.
Okay.
Yeah, and so we were out there watching that, partaking in that, and my friend Kurt said, "Hey man, come back in here." And he lured me back into the house, right?
Lured you into the house.
Lured me, very sneaky,
Okay.
over top of the treadmill, and I stepped on it, the treadmill. Only he turned up the speed to 10.
Oh.
So my feet went whoosh, and my head, like right here by my ear, hit
Yeah.
the rail.
Yeah.
Like the end of the rail that you can hang on to. And I put my hand up to my head, pulled my hand away, and it was just blood from my hand all the way down to my arm. Now, luckily, there was like a EMT guy there hanging out with us, and he's like, he cleaned it up and everything like that. He was like, "You got to go to the ER, though." So my friend that turned the treadmill on also drove me to the hospital, like a good friend does.
Right.
Sat there with me, and the doctor had brought in like a student and was like, "Hey, you need to come check this out. You can see his skull." And he like kind of pulled it back, and she like looked in there.
You hit that
like,
hard?
Oh yeah, it was like cut in there. Yeah.
Wow. And he's like, "Look at the skull."
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yep.
Damn.
Yeah, man.
All right.
That was crazy.
That is pretty crazy. That's great. That
Yeah.
was another one I was looking forward to hearing about too. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah. It was, and it was great because like at one point they had like, who was it? Like they had it like at an angle, and like these like smaller skinny kids, like they had it turned up, and they were just like jumping on it and letting them shoot them off into like the corner and the walls and
Lord,
stuff
right,
like
right,
that. Dude,
right.
it was just like it was a wild time. Like yeah.
It's funny.
Yeah.
It's funny. This whole period of your life,
Yes.
crazy.
Oh yeah.
It was wild.
It was wild. Like devil may care. Like life without
Yeah.
regards to anything.
It's so crazy because you're the opposite now. I mean, I'm not
Yeah.
saying that you wouldn't if you given the opportunity, but
Right.
you have other things on your plate now and
Oh,
things
yeah.
you care way more
Yeah.
about. But it's funny to hear these things and talk about these things and see how you interact with your family and how you are about certain things. It's crazy to see like a complete opposite side of that coin.
Yeah.
You know?
Is that Brent that used to bong beers to that song?
I don't know.
Are we
what
talking
song-
about Andrew WK, Brent?
I don't know what he was talking about. Maybe it was Andrew WK. Probably.
Let's get together and do that.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I don't think he.
He said yes.
Okay. Well, I'll be damned. That's pretty. I learned something else too. So that's something. So that was I think just a little bit out of my scope for me.
Right.
When new hip metal hit,
Yeah.
new metal, that was all.
Right.
Nothing else mattered.
Oh, okay. I got you.
Nothing else
I get
mattered
that.
for me.
Yeah. I deal the same way.
Love or
when I get
hate,
on something. Yeah.
Yeah, new
Right.
metal just took over for me at that time. And just metal in general, I think really just kind of exploded as well too.
Ooh.
So what's a controversial hot take that you have that you will die on the hill no matter what? You know, might not agree with everybody on. Doesn't have to be too crazy, too political, or anything like that. But what is something you have a controversial hot take on?
Dude.
Nah, you probably got too many.
I know.
You probably got too many.
I don't know if it's like a controversial hot take or if it's just me being petty about stuff. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But like, I don't know. Let's do this one. This is, Amazon sucks. Stop buying stuff off Amazon. They're ruining our country, dude. Have you ever? So there's a album by the Dead Kennedys called "Give Me Convenience or Give Me Death," and nothing speaks truer to that than how convenient we want everything. And I get it. I've ordered things off Amazon before. I haven't in a really long time. Yeah. All right, but I'm gonna say you this: that company is ruining everything that we're about. And I get it. We want things cheap. We want things now and stuff like that. It's crazy that we have that. You know what I mean? But are we doing it in a healthy manner? We're not. I can tell you that we're not.
I know.
As someone that works in the logistics world, we're not doing that in a healthy manner. You know what I mean? And you already saw people that had a problem with like hoarding and all that stuff now, and it is quantified.
Yeah.
Since we've had everything at convenience. And this isn't
Look
bad.
around here though.
This isn't bad. I'm not walking through boxes to get, you know what I mean? It's not like a trail of shit.
Okay,
you know what I mean?
Okay, like, that's fair.
Like it's bad, man. And that can be a hot take. You guys can love it. I'm not saying you can't love it. I'm just suggesting that we want the world to be a better place. It's time to start acting in that fashion.
I think the thing that frustrates me one of the most about that as well too is I'm very self-aware of that.
Right. Yeah.
And I still, even today,
yeah,
I've got HDMI cable. I think stuff's going wrong with my electronics. I'm like, well, I need a couple more of these.
Yeah,
boom, boom,
dude.
boom. I don't even think, and I do it to the point where it's like blind to me.
Right.
And then I'll look at my statement. Oh yeah, that was that. Oh, I forgot this showed up. Like and it really, like you talk about the price and everything. That started with Walmart even.
Bro,
too.
I know.
Before even the online thing.
The
Walmart
family is disgusting.
How they do business, like, oh, you don't want to sell this case that you sell at Meijer for the same price.
Right.
Well, we won't carry it in your store.
Yeah.
And then, like, they literally cripple companies, make them bend the knee to sell at a cheaper price just because Walmart's got to have it because Walmart can, that's a whole other topic I could go on too.
Right. Yep.
I want to get me started on that.
Yeah.
And how.
So, I mean, it's,
anyways,
like if you got to pay like a little bit extra, I mean, I know it's not easy, dude. I'm not telling you anyone how to live their life, but man, if you can somehow set it up to where you just more thinking about what who you're buying from and stuff
impulse.
Like that. Yes, less impulse. Like, because dude, I bought the Harry Potter box set off Amazon. How long ago? Like, it was a while ago, but dude, I saw it and I was like, this is incredible, and it's only this much. Yeah. You know what I mean? And it showed up. I was like, there's a hidden compartment in the back and stuff. You know what I mean?
Right.
Holy shit, dude! Like, there's so much cool stuff on there.
Yeah,
and it's just like,
I'll get on there sometime.
It's funny I'm saying this on Twitch, right?
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. I know.
Fuck it.
Sorry.
Punk rock.
Right. Yeah.
Punk rock.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite book you've ever read? Whether young, older, are you a big reader at all? Or
oh shit! This is gonna be really weird, right? So like I grew up religious, right? Yeah. Kindergarten through 12th grade. Which is I went to parochial
we don't
school.
have the time for that today, but I want to walk down that with you.
Some weird stuff.
Okay, because I was hoping you'd be interested in doing that.
Oh yeah. Eventually we can do that talk.
Okay, good.
But so there is the Book of Revelation is a very interesting book to read.
It's my favorite.
Right? Just the whole end of the world kind of thing.
Definitely.
And there is it was kind of like a take on the rapture and all that stuff. It's called the Left Behind series. There's actually a really shitty Nick Cage movie called about it.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
God damn, that's how old is that now?
Yeah. Oh, that's got to be really old. But I remember reading, and I just I was really captured by them.
The Knowing. The Knowing.
Oh, no. I think it was called Left Behind.
Was it?
Oh, dude.
Here's the reason I told him he could bring his laptop over. He's going to look it up. We're going to use the interwebs.
Left Behind. Nick Cage.
Yeah.
And there was like a shittier attempt at these movies before.
Is there another name in there too, or is it a girl or something? I'm trying to remember. I swear I know this movie.
It was a lot easier. I remember this. It was a lot easier for him to steal the Declaration after everyone disappeared off the planet.
Oh, okay.
No, but let's see. Stars Nick Cage, Leah Thompson.
That's who it is. Leah Thompson.
Okay.
Yep.
But it's just so the books were pretty cool. I like the idea, the concept of it. You know what I mean?
Right. Sounds cool.
Oh, everyone just kind of disappeared. That was pretty good.
Kirk Cameron did it first. Several of them.
Kirk Cameron. Yeah, there we go.
Kirk Cameron's still talking about the rapture every week, so he's pushing the envelope every next week. It's next week. Anyways,
but let me try to think of things that I've read. I mean, the Harry Potter books are solid.
Mike Seary, dude celebrates a lot of Kirk Cameron's yearly events and stuff like that.
Cool.
Big fan.
Anyways, cool.
Yeah, give me a book.
Damn, dude. But another
What you got?
I've read, man, that I read a lot. Dude, Breakfast of Champions by Kurt Vonnegut.
Okay.
That fucking book is killer,
What's that about?
dude. It's about like a car salesman who's slowly losing his mind, having an affair on his wife and stuff like that. There's like it's a really cool concept. There's a side story. But the author is talking about mirrors as like portals into other dimensions.
Sure.
And he calls them leaks. And there's a running joke throughout the entire book about someone taking a leak and him making a joke about, oh, you're stealing a mirror.
Oh,
Just throughout the entire thing. That's a really good one.
That's
Slaughterhouse Five is he's a really good author. There's a lot of political satire and stuff like that kind of thing. He served in the military and stuff. But man, like there's a Bruce Willis movie, Breakfast of Champions, that's really old that they made after the book. Yeah, they made after the book. Yeah.
Dude, you want to talk about that? You probably know that as well too. Yeah, he's talking about it right now. Yeah.
No, it didn't translate well. No, not at all.
Okay. He's writing shotgun on my fight. Oh,
holy crap, dude! Yeah,
what?
I know.
I don't want to unpack.
My stepson is going to be 14, and that's on the horizon, man. Yeah. And he doesn't want to drive. That's the thing. So it's like,
he's not like my kid's the same way. Like a lot of kids these days. I don't know. It was just generality of everything these days, but they're not looking at it as well too. So this is the hop water, ain't it? Or no, this is short.
Yep.
It's Shorts does a hop water?
Yeah, this is Short's Thirst Mutilator Grape. This is a limited day run of their normal Thirst Mutilator, which is more like a lemon lime type thing. This still kind of has the lemon lime vibe, but it has like the classic grape. Fake grape, the grape juice barrels you used to drink.
Yeah,
kind of has that vibe to it. You don't need to pour it in a glass if you don't want to.
There's no color then?
No, no color.
That's fine.
But this is a collaboration they do with Billy Strings, who is a pretty popular bluegrass artist.
Ooh, okay.
Yep. So he's celebrating sobriety. He used to live in Michigan and play in Shorts a lot. I think they've known each other since like 2013 or something like that. But dude, it's
Oh shit. That's fucking delicious.
Right? Like that fake grape flavor is just
I can't help it.
Dude.
I bought a grape Faygo the other day and I was just like,
it's
God
so good.
Damn, it's so good.
I know. And this thing is refreshing. There's a little bit of hoppiness to it. Mm-hmm. Goes down real easy.
This hop water trend, man, I'm here for it.
I love it.
You got somebody like Shorts doing it.
It's a bit pricey is my only complaint.
Because without the alcohol, it seems like a lot of work. So what is a sixer of this run?
This is $8.99 for a 6-pack.
That's not bad.
It's not terrible.
Most 6-packs, like if I'm getting a pill or something like that, is like $10, $11.
But I feel like I can get like a 8-pack of Liquid Death for cheaper and bigger cans, which I wish they had smaller cans too.
They do got flavors.
Pretty good. Even when the unflavored one, even just the black one,
just the water,
pretty solid.
It is pretty fucking solid. I do agree. I do like some Liquid Death. That's kind of one of those things that's like all the rave these days, especially a lot of like podcast people.
Oh, I know. I can't believe
it's so crazy, but like it's fucking good.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. If I have a chance to get that over like a bottle of water or something, I'm grabbing it.
They had one that was like a Arnold Palmer.
Yeah.
They called it Armless Palmer, but they got like a cease and desist from the Arnold Palmer
They don't
estate.
fuck around.
No, they don't. So they had to change it to like Dead Billionaire or something like that. Like real funny how they changed the name. It's just
how
like
that works.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, pretty cool.
That's pretty smart though.
Yeah.
I like it. All right. Last day on Earth. Tomorrow there's a massive meteorite, asteroid, whatever, going to crash right down here. Done. We're done. The human race is extinct.
Yep.
You can choose for your last meal.
Okay.
5 meal items.
Ooh.
2 drinks. What are you consuming before the world ends?
Okay, so 5 things to eat and 2 drinks.
5 things to eat, 2 drinks.
Okay, I'm gonna have eggs Benny.
Eggs Benny.
Yep.
Okay, an eggs Benny. Okay, we got eggs Benny.
Oh, we're gonna go with I want a Connecticut style lobster roll. That is the lobster that they cook in butter.
Okay.
And then they pour butter over it. It's not the salad mix.
Not the salad mix, right?
It's the roll.
Is that Massachusetts, Maine?
Yeah, it's not like Massachusetts, Maine or something like that. Yeah, I don't know.
Okay,
fucking
so
hippies.
Connecticut.
But yeah, they pour the hot butter over it.
Yeah,
That's the way to go.
Not the butter. Okay, fair enough.
Yep. Let's go. That's 2, right?
Yeah, we got 3 more.
We're gonna go with. Man, I'm gonna have a Bloody Mary with my eggs Benny.
Okay, so we got one of your drinks
Yep,
down.
yep. I'm gonna have
You're
a Bloody
drink
Mary
that
with my eggs
bullshit.
Benny. Yep.
Gross, cool.
So we got one drink, 2 foods. What else do I want, man? Let me think about it. This is really hard. Let's go with some chicken fried steak
Oh man, okay,
with the gravy, dude.
okay.
Come on,
I'm a big fan.
big fan. Love that stuff.
Like,
dude.
I know IHOPs are controversial,
Right.
but I will tell you,
Go there
their
and get
country fried steak at IHOP
Killer.
is one of the best ones
Killer.
around that I've had.
Killer.
Yeah, it's weird, but true.
Dang, dude. Man, this is hard, man.
Yeah, I know, but I'm giving
Right.
people options.
Right.
If the human race is done, it doesn't need to be like 3 items. I want to hear 5. That's what
Right.
so you got 2.
Yeah, yeah.
more.
Well, I got 3, right? I got 2 more left.
Yeah, 2 more left.
Yep, 2 more left. So, man, dude, like, shoot, dude, I don't know. What do I want? Listen, I make a really good chicken tortilla soup. I'd probably want to make that one more
You
time
make a
before
chicken
the world
tortilla
goes.
soup?
Oh, dude, yeah, dude. I'd love
that's a
it.
top
Everyone
tier
and
soup.
everyone really likes it. I'll make you some.
Yeah, that's
soon.
a top
Like
tier
with
soup.
cold weather's upon us, winter's coming.
Okay.
I'll make us some. I'll make you some chicken tortilla soup.
Okay.
So
Fuck yeah.
yeah, dude, I really like that. So I got one more. We got to make it a good one. What do What do I want, man? Listen, I need a snack throughout the day, right? And I'm going to tell you this. A while back ago, I went to Costco,
Goddamn Costco talk again.
and they had these already made like not clam strips, but shit, what's the squid called? Calamari.
Oh, calamari.
They had
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
calamari strips, like chip form almost, in a bag. They were already cooked. You could put them in the air fryer if you want, or you could just open it up and start snacking on them.
Shut up.
Holy shit, dude! You'd open it up. My wife's like, "Those smell like shit," and I'm like, "They smell amazing." My wife, yeah,
Thank you.
yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Is this are we gonna go for records of how many times I can say my wife?
We're just gonna, we'll roll
Right.
it.
Yeah, but I think that'll be a good snack throughout the day.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
That's good.
That's 5, right?
Okay, so you got
That's
5.
Yeah.
One more drink left. You've got
Ooh,
your
I
Bloody
got
Mary.
one
You've got
more
one more drink left.
Left.
This is critical, I feel like, because I feel like, I mean, you got the Bloody Mary in there, which you're already ruining
did.
everything
I did.
anyways, but
You know, I'm gonna
is it a Caesar? Bloody Mary?
No, it's just
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 a spicy
regular,
hot
just a
pickle, maybe an
regular, yep,
olive?
hot, spicy. Put a big old pickle in there.
Okay.
Fucking, yeah. This is the last day on earth, man. I gotta have one of my favorite Michigan beers. I'm gonna go with a Dirty Blonde.
Okay.
From Atwater Brewing Company.
The old faithful.
Old Faithful.
Old Faithful.
All the great flavor. It's got that nice citrus vibe to it. Great wheat ale, dude.
It's
I'm
delicious.
Just, killer.
Yeah,
Killer,
delicious.
man.
I
yeah.
love it.
Yep.
That's good. That's a good choice.
I'd be happy with the world ending. Well, no, I wouldn't be happy.
Well,
with the
yeah,
world
you're
ending, but
fucked at that point. I mean,
but like that's a solid lineup for food at the end of it.
No,
Anyone
that's-
want to talk shit about it?
well, I mean, clearly the Bloody Mary's bullshit, but no, that's a good lineup there. I like that. I know I did mine when Brent was on as well too, and
Yeah.
I if I could name it exactly, I probably
Right.
couldn't because I think it evolves depending on. I've got a pretty good idea, but I will say that one of the main of the 5 is sausage, biscuits, and gravy. I just I always
come
say
on.
it differently too. I always
Come
say
on, yeah.
it's sausage, gravy, and biscuits.
Yep.
I say it like I'm a dummy or something, but like that. But it is. I mean, even if I go out and get an omelet, I go to a specific Tony's in the area because they have a specific Southern omelet
Right.
that has enough sausage and a specific enough sausage gravy. And is it the best? I don't know. It's
Right.
it's been long since I've probably had really good homemade or just I know Cuddles is out there. He makes good homemade sausage gravy.
Nice.
He's got to make me one day. But
Oh, thanks, Cuddles.
it's just something about it, man.
Right.
And
Oh, I know.
and that to me. So basically, what happens is if anybody answers that and doesn't say sausage, gravy, and biscuits, I think they're an a-hole.
Okay,
That's all I'm saying about that.
but I won you over with the chicken fried steak.
Yeah, because I feel like that's usually a controversial because I talk about country fried steak every so often,
Right.
and I feel like it's always like talking to deaf ears. Like nobody goes, "Oh yeah, I like one of those or a country fried or whatever, blah blah blah, or chicken fried or whatever, any of it."
Right.
And
Yeah.
I'm always like, man, that's like one of my favorite things to get if I see it at a place. A lot of times I zero in on that if it's my first time there because not everybody carries it either.
Banquet used to have frozen dinners of
I'm
it.
very familiar.
And I ran through it 10 for 10 at
that's
Meyer,
what-
dude.
that's-
I'd
that's
run
it.
through it. Yeah.
What was the vegetable? Wasn't peas? Was it?
It might have been green beans.
It might have been green beans.
There was
something.
taters in there too.
But I always put the
Yeah.
gravy into all. It was definitely.
Yeah.
I've always put the
Yeah.
gravy in the potatoes.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yep.
That was my
You have
favorite
to. Yeah.
favorite banquet meal.
Yeah.
That and the other one was the 2 cheese, like the bean and cheese enchiladas.
Okay, yeah.
The two.
Yeah.
So it was between the two of those. Those are the two.
Those are good.
I couldn't tell you the other
Yeah.
ones.
Salisbury steak was one that was decent.
I guess, yeah, I forget about that one.
Yeah.
And that, I mean, you could still.
Right, but dude, I'd get 10 of those.
Country fried
Yeah,
steak,
dude. Come
all
on.
day.
Come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
Come on.
Yeah.
Now I want IHOP country fried
Dude,
steak.
So just the other night, I made chili cheese corn dogs,
Oh, God.
where you just cut a slit, spread apart the corn dog, put cheese in
think
there,
I've
put
seen that
chili on
online
top,
even.
a little
Is
bit
that
of
some-
mustard. Yeah, I saw it on, like on a reel or a TikTok or something like that. And I gave one to Ty, and I was like, you bite this. You're like, it's all right. You know what I mean? But I don't think he's a corn dog person.
Right.
But me being, I love
Yeah.
corn dogs, dude.
Yeah.
And that's
Like that,
yeah.
huh?
Yep. Yeah, it
Okay.
was pretty solid, dude.
Well, fuck.
Yeah.
We need to. So maybe one of the these times we got to still do the breadstick
Oh,
thing
yeah.
too.
You know what we should go the Midland County Fairs next week, I think. We could go get like a fresh big corn dog from there.
Dude.
Cut her open and put some chili cheese in there.
I might have some time next weekend to do
Okay.
that.
Yeah.
I've been wanting because Saginaw County Fair is going on right now.
Right.
I think Genesee has or whatever. I know Gratiot had been as well too. And
Right.
like all I ever think about is just going to fair. I'm just trying to go there. I want vinegar fries and vinegar.
Oh, yeah.
I want a corn dog,
Yep.
typically something like that,
Mhm.
and a fucking elephant ear.
Oh, elephant here, dude.
That's
Come
all-
on.
that's all I
Do you
need
get
at the
topping
fair.
or do you just do raw dog?
I do fucking cinnamon and sugar.
Nice.
That's all I
Good-
want.
good man.
I know everybody does Nutella or the fruit stuff. Fuck all that noise. Just give me cinnamon and sugar elephant ear.
Yo, Brent, I got a hotel room in Midland, so you can wow out.
Oh shit.
You can wow out, bro.
Yeah, so yeah, did we talk about the hotel room, Brent? Yeah, we need to talk about that. That's 17th is coming up real soon. We got that. That's going to be a beer quest.
Oh, the Great Lakes Beer Fest? Hell yeah. I'm excited about
VIPs this
that.
year,
Oh, yeah,
staying in
VIP
Midland.
tickets. Whew. 10 beer tickets.
Yeah,
VIP access to
Yeah.
food and air conditioning.
yeah.
Hell yeah.
Fucking A.
Hell yeah.
Yep. It's going to be
Yeah.
it's going to be a good time. Brinstar right there too.
Oh, Brinstar Pizza Baker.
Yep.
Yo.
Oh yeah, you keep talking about
Yeah.
Pizza Baker there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Even if we just split one so you
Yeah.
guys get the feel for
Yeah.
it, they got a bacon garlic pizza that's phenomenal and a tomato pie. So, fucking A, dude.
Tomato pie.
Yeah.
Is that a Chicago style joke?
No.
Okay.
No, dude. It's just like tomato with like cheese. Not like normal cheese, but they do like parm on it maybe or something like a sprinkled cheese on top. Dude, it's
Okay.
fucking great, dude.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm into it.
interested. Okay.
Yeah.
You only got a few weeks away for that.
Yeah.
So
It's not tomatoes, it's sauce. Is what yeah.
okay,
Yeah,
you were throwing me off a
yeah,
little
sorry.
bit. Okay.
But it's
Yeah,
called
yeah.
a tomato
I
pie.
was like, is it a cherry pie with tomatoes and sugar? Like,
Yeah.
what are we looking at here?
Yeah.
Okay. fair enough,
Yeah.
fair enough. Ketchup, basically. Ew.
Yes, queen.
Well, that's everything. I've
Dang.
gotten you here. I know. We've already come to like, and I keep saying it. Like I'm trying. I'm like hour and a half. I could probably cut stuff, but
Right. 2 hours is a decent time frame.
I
You're
mean,
not-
I guess I
you're
feel
not
like
quite a Joe Rogan, you know. You're-
Jesus Christ, please no. I know that
I did it for the views.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, thanks. Great. I know that it's been back and forth for. It always is with people when it comes to content.
Yeah.
Going 2 hours, hour and a half.
Yep.
Like, I struggle with it as well too because I think of myself, but I also listen to everything in 1.5, so it's like it really don't matter
Cruise
at
through
that
it,
point.
yeah.
I cruise through anyways. But
Yep.
no, this has been great. I was looking forward to doing this. Like I said, I had some stuff here that I was able to dig that I was like, man, I need to hear this
Yeah.
the answer to this stuff. So I'm glad that you're able to pop on and do this. I know we've been talking about this for a while. You've been hearing me talk about this for a couple years as well too.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
want to make sure I got you on sooner than later as well. So
I appreciate it, man. Dude, this is a blast. Dude, I like what you're doing here. I love how you carry the conversation on. You ask really good questions. Like
Appreciate that.
It's fucking great. The first 3 episodes are phenomenal.
good.
So yeah.
Thanks. Well, I do take that pretty seriously. I don't I do my research
Yeah.
and usually a few days before I know I'm doing one, I at least get some idea of
Right.
the things I want to talk about as well
Yeah.
too. So, and like I keep saying, this is every time somebody comes on for the first time, it's probably going to be a little bit more heavier Q&A.
Yeah, I got you.
And then the next time, as people continue to come back through it, the conversations might be topical or who knows where we'll go. But so far I'm enjoying it as well too. And if anybody out there's got some feedback or maybe you got a question you think once in a while would be good for me to throw at people as a curveball, holler at me about that as well too. You can find me on all socials or just check out the link tree here. You can get to us one way or another as well too. So, but that'll do it for this episode of Let's Set the Tone with Half-Ass Beer Review, aka Josh, aka Cooter WK. Make sure if you haven't to check out his YouTube channel. I'm going to put it here in the chat if I can figure it out. There you go. And if you're on YouTube, you're checking us out there. You'll find them in our links as well too, and any link tree will you also find Half-Ass Beer Review as well too. Along with that, don't forget of course also to check out Seven Dungeons and all that crew. They do a lot of good stuff, and our three brands are almost basically like a meal together because it's a 3-piece yum yum. So, but we appreciate being able to do the beer quest. I love
Dude,
like
I love it. Yeah.
continue to tell you, I love what you do. If you ever get to a point where you're feeling like, "Oh, I don't know if I can do this anymore, or maybe I need some help or support or something," just holler, because I don't ever want to see you stop. I know you got to take breaks once in a while. We all need that.
Right.
But man, I'm telling you, like of the content that we all do, I feel like you've got a lot of potential.
Thanks.
You've tapped into kind of a market where I feel like I know there's people out there doing it,
Right.
but because of your personality, you do it better and different than a lot of people.
Well, thanks, man.
Yeah, for sure, man.
I'll be sure to let them all know.
Yeah, let them all know when you're crushing on their fucking nuts with your spiked high heel and winning the content wars. But no, I appreciate it, and thank you again for everybody if you're here live. If not, like I said, make sure to check out Half-Ass here. His content's really fun, and Seven Dungeons. And then I don't know if Brent will be going live with anything after this. He may, but keep eyes out on the socials over the next week or so. I'm trying to potentially do another Let's Set the Tone next week. I don't know. I'll keep you posted. I got to talk to people, but there's not going to be a Banter and Babble this coming Wednesday on the 7th. We're certainly not going to be able to do it that night as well too. But appreciate everybody. Appreciate all the love, the time that you spend to listen to me babble and banter with other people. And I hope you guys have a good night. But make sure as well, if you still got time and you're hearing this, give some love to the Olympics, because that's all I'm going to be doing. Have a good night, guys.